It's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch.
Hey y'all, welcome to Happy Tuesday. It's your boy Chris Avalon. Welcome to a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered, a show where we basically go in and talk about all things going on in celebrity news and hot topics and pop culture and whatever's trending. So that's a show for you. Definitely stick around for that. We have a lot of tea to spill today. So we're going to be talking about a lot more that's been coming out about this whole Kendrick Lamar debacle and things of that nature. I know I was just finished eating. So, excuse me. I was trying to finish before we went live, but I was like, I need to eat something real quick. But anyway, so we got to talk about a lot more that's been coming out about, Kendrick Lamar's performance, a lot of celebrities who have come out and spoken out. Very much Team Kendrick. Even Stephen A. Smith came in and tried to throw shade at Serena Williams, and Serena's husband had to clap back, so we're going to get into that. Plus, the downfall, or the aftermath, as we should call, of this whole Koonye West situation with him out here talking about he a Nazi and things. So, we got to talk about the aftermath of that. Plus, this bombshell. I don't know if y'all read it. This Rolling Stone report that came out to my Payne was struggling with his sexuality and how he was smoking heroin and all kinds of other crazy stuff, and even forced his ex, Maya, to have an abortion. We got to talk about all that. That article was a mess, and I'm here for it. Well, just to tell y'all what y'all had missed. So just stick around for that. Plus, the Beehive is going in on Beyonce because they saw them ticket prices and the drama that's going over there at Ticketmaster. So we got to talk about that. Plus, Sabrina Carpenter looked like she channeling Madonna with her latest Vogue cover. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, the children already starting their mess. They out here saying Lady Gaga's new song, Abracadabra, which is like one of her biggest hits that she's had in a while, sounds like a song that was done back in the day in the 80s. We'll break that down and a whole lot more. Plus, we got some Drag Race news. So you know that infamous fight that happened between Lexi and On Your Nerve. Well, apparently, two queens spilled some tea. Jewel Sparkles told some stuff, and Acacia forgot. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, there's a Drag Race girl from season 13 who said that she is interested in doing All-Stars and will most likely win. So we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. If you can, please do me a solid and hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also, be sure to smash the notification bell so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Please and thank you. Let me hit my banner. I had to make sure I had nothing in my teeth. I was eating. Onyx says, Happy Tuesday. I was just looking at best new metal albums of all time, and Korn's debut ranked number 1. But you did say new metal. And I guess we would consider that to be new metal. Yeah, because new metal was kind of like Korn, Limp Bizkit, System of a Down. I almost said 98 Degrees. Now y'all can beat me up for that. that was like poor man's boy band. But I'm like, Korn is number 1? Really? I guess I could see it. I mean, back in the day, I was a big Korn fan. But I do agree with System of a Down, Linkin Park, Deftones. Actually, I'm really excited that Deftones is actually coming to my job. I think it's next month or April. I don't remember. But Deftones actually is coming to my job next month, where they would say like, oh, you could put in your blackout days, meaning like the days we can't work, except these following shows. And one of the shows is actually Disturbed, which I'm like, I'm okay with that. First of all, I'm a Dave Draymond fan. That's the lead singer. I'm a Disturbed fan. I saw them in concert. 20 plus child. God, I hate when I say these numbers because it's like my age. I mean, not my age, but I just feel old because it's like, yeah, when they came out with that, I think it wasn't even the Sickness album. I think it was their sophomore album. I actually went to go see me and a friend of mine, Rodney, we went to go see them in concert. I think my brother came and stuff too. So it was like, we went to see Marilyn Manson. We went to go see them. And I had a good time. The only thing was like, he was bitching and moaning a lot about stuff loudly into the mic. So that was my only gripe. Hopefully he won't be doing it at this show and he'll just do a full on show. But yeah, I can definitely agree with that. We said, well, they have System of a Down, Linkin Park, Deftones, Slipknot, and Disturbed. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I would love to see that article But sidebar, before we get to the other comments, because Robert, I see you too. You know, Onyx did ask yesterday, who do I think should be in the perform at the 2026 Super Bowl halftime? And they came up with a list. Billboard did. So the ones I saw, so I'm like, I'll ask y'all this question because I could have just put it in passing. So they said SZA, Taylor Swift, BTS, Justin Bieber. Child, they really trying to push Lil Wayne. They really trying to make fetch happen. But Lil Wayne is on this list. Post Malone, Linkin Park, Metallica, Bad Bunny, Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z, Morgan Wallen, and then they put other. But okay, first things first, Jay-Z's not doing it. Jay-Z runs the organization, so therefore he's not doing it. So we can cancel him out. Nicki Minaj ain't got a rat's chance in hell of ever doing a damn Super Bowl, especially with the shit that she said about Jay-Z, because he didn't even pick Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne bitching and moaning. I don't see it happening for him. Morgan Wallen, really, the racist. This is what we doing. Okay, y'all done colonized everything else, and you know, that ain't happening. BTS, well, there is a bit, you know, the new America loves K-pop. I could definitely see them trying to have some K-pop performers up there. Why not? Taylor Swift, I don't know. They've been trying to get her to do it for years. SZA, I felt like her performance when it came to performing with Kendrick was anticlimactic. So I don't necessarily know if I would want to see SZA up there by her damn self doing well, she'd have like 30 dancers, but I don't know if she'd be interesting enough to even want to watch as a halftime performer. I think Post Malone would probably would be good. You know, he's not problematic. Everybody likes Post Malone. I like Post Malone. So I would like to see him perform. Justin, child, you can't even get Justin Bieber to go on a damn tour, let alone get in the studio and make music. Although they did say that he is working on some stuff and he may put out an album, but he can't even go be in a situation long enough to even do a proper tour. You think he's gonna be able to do a 13-minute show for halftime? I doubt it. No shade, but I'd rather see Justin Timberlake again. um, so if I had to choose somebody that's, I mean, I like Metallica because Metallica are icons in the rock world. But in Lincoln, child, I don't know if y'all want Lincoln Park because first of all, Chester's no longer with us. They got the new lead singer. There's been drama going on regarding of that. We haven't heard nothing since. But I don't know if people would be okay enough for wanting to see this new girl up there singing them songs, especially with her history of being a Scientologist and all the drama that's been transpiring. If you know that we've talked about on the show, so I think Linkin Park might have to cut them out. You know what? Why can't we do a new metal thing? Like bring back Korn, System of a Down, Deftones, and all of them, and just do like one big thing. That actually might be cool. But if I had to choose one of these people on this list, and I already know y'all about to be mad, not me, but because he will definitely give what Kendrick did on the show, which is he's going to give y'all culture, he's going to give you education, he's going to really get the white folks mad, and they can stay mad like they are with Kendrick. Bad Bunny, I really feel like because he's also kind of like similar to Kendrick in regards of he brings in politics and he's all about the culture and all that other stuff. I think Bad Bunny might be the better choice. And if them clear folks get all mad, oh man, speaking English, he needs to speak English. Well, funny enough, y'all like to take y'all ass to Mexico, y'all like to take y'all ass to all these other places where English is not the dominant language, and y'all manage. So you can manage for 13 minutes of listening to some music where you don't understand what the fuck they're saying. So there's that. So that would be my choice. Okay, so with that being said, Robert says Madonna actually appreciated it, saying she loves the Valentine's Day gift. The comments had me surprised, praise, and Madonna is mother is definitely a change from what Lady Gaga when Lady Gaga was Sabrina. What was in her place. Well, I think that's what it is. At the end of the day, what people need to realize is that when the new children come up, all the older generation wants is that if you are inspired by what the blueprint in which they've laid before you, all they want is just acknowledgement of like, you know what? I took from you, I was inspired by you, and you are mother, you are an icon, you're this, you're that, you're the moment. And that's all they want. They just want to be recognized and appreciated and all that other stuff. They don't want the disrespect, which people love to give little Kim. when it comes to a lot of situations. So that's all they want. But if you're gonna come up in here and just try to act like, oh, I didn't take from so and so, and I'm not shady, and when we clearly see what the hell you doing, then you're gonna be called out on it. So that's all. 98 Degrees did the Taylor Swift root start. I heard they're getting back together and they putting out a new album, actually, 98 Degrees. I'm like, does anybody care though? Lucky You working a Deftones show. Limp Bizkit's significant other album was ranked. Because Quiet as it's kept. I mean, even though I did buy Linkin Park. Why are they on my own? I guess because I was just going in on them for a minute. That's why they still in my damn head. But you want to know something? I think it's because Limp Bizkit was like a poor man's Korn, except Korn was able to do the new metal thing much better. Limp Bizkit, a lot of their songs were just stupid. Fred Durst was just a cornball. But I think because we were so caught up in that whole rap rock situation while I was growing up, we just kind of bypassed the buffoonery. But it did look a little bit cultural appropriation-esque. And I could definitely see why Limp Bizkit's kind of just the highest they got. They didn't even make the top 10 because they weren't really they weren't hot shit, basically, I guess we could say. They got lucky because I feel like it was just some people say these days that they was like a op or what it was like a plant or something or another. That was what Lincoln Park. That's what Limp Bizkit was giving. The only person I really liked in that band was Wes Borland because I liked how he played the guitar. But other than that, everybody else, I was like, whatever. And I did buy the music. Chocolate starfish and a hot dog flavored water. What the hell was I thinking? Like, that was the dumbest title you could ever name your album. And that's what they records. But it was like, yeah, when you looked at Lincoln, why is Lincoln Park in my head? When you look at Limp Bizkit, it was like, yeah, they wasn't like when you look back, I was like, what the hell was I thinking being a fan of their music? But when you young, when you know better, you do better, I guess. But yeah, I could never see them making like the top 10. They weren't like that. So who else was in the top 10? Was it POD? Was it I used to love me some POD. Youth of a Nation. That was and then who was the other one? Papa Roach. I was a fan of their music too. I even like the POD track that they did for The Matrix. That made me like them even more. Deftones was assigned to Maverick. Oh, yeah, I knew that. First of all, I was always a Chino Moreno fan. That's the lead singer. And that also made me really excited when I listened to that music and then I saw like, oh, damn, they were on a Madonna's label. I told people Madonna's label had artists of all genres. It wasn't just dance pop. I did say, as quiet as it is, Madonna was only the dance pop artist. Well, she was always about diversity and everybody not trying to sound like her. And I'm sure that when she worked on a lot of those, when she had a lot of those artists on her label, she was inspired by a lot of the music that she was hearing. Post Malone is the most likely one out of all these. Miley Cyrus too. Taylor Swift will probably do it in 2027 after she releases her final 2 re-recordings. Yeah, because it looked like she was trying to hide behind all that damn hair when she was performing. I Would Love Madonna, Kylie Minogue, and Gaga. Super Bowl goes back to the gays where oh yeah, because I know some people was mad over the Kendrick thing, and then one of my friends posted, "Oh, we already know the gays don't like sports, so that's why." Child, you'd be surprised how many homosexuals like sports. A lot of them be in the closet, but also that's why we got sports bars around New York. I mean, yeah, in New York we got sports bars. We got gym bar, and then we have boxers. But mostly gym bar. Well, we got a bunch of boxers, but gym bar is mostly like a sports bar. But I be wondering sometimes when I go in, I'm like, are y'all really here for like the sports of it all, or y'all just here to be just cruising hot boys in like crop tops and gym shorts? I wouldn't mind. I mean, I wouldn't want Linkin Park. Yeah, exactly. Especially with the new single, Automatic Child, unless they make other artists perform their songs. They ain't going to do that because they're so emboldened to this new chick. And you want to know something? I did keep my promise. I did not listen to their new album. Oh, wait, actually, I lied. I did listen to the new album. It felt anticlimactic to me because I was just being nosy. I was like, let me listen to the record. I was just like, okay, it's whatever. I doubt they'll want to start doing repeaters for the Super Bowl, at least right now. The Americans only know Kylie for Can't Get You Out of My Head and maybe Panam Madam. She has a bigger chance being a guest. Well, I feel like, well, you know what? They need to just put her up there. You know she'll give a good damn show. And then what will they say? Because, we need to, I don't know. I just feel like the Super Bowl, yeah, because nobody really thinks about this. It's like, who's going to be the next people that can get up there? Because, like I said before, these days, do people put on really good shows anymore? Like nobody, a lot of these people lack showmanship. They only want to have certain people get up there, but not everybody knows how to put on a good damn show and knows how to, work a stage. Yeah, I guess we can call it guilty pleasure music. I love Fred because he graduated from a school in my district that's not too far away from me, but their music is definitely dated and has an A. Yeah, yeah, because I definitely could put on corn and it still sounds fresh and new. Fred doing to get Nookie from Britney and X Tina only to get revealed. Okay. He did it for the Nookie. Oh, you said they have a gym bar in Wilton Manors? Okay. Well, I'm sure they got them all over. Because I believe they had, when I lived in LA, I believe I saw a gym bar in West Hollywood. And then I think they ended up like moving it. I don't know if they went out of business or they moved it somewhere else because the rent was too damn high. He said 10, number 10, distrusted the sickness. Oh, I think you mean disturbs the sickness. 9, Corn followed the leader. 8, System of a Down. 7, Slipknot debuted. Number 6, Linkin Park. Meteora. 5, Deftones, White Pony. I think White Pony was like their biggest album. I was gonna say, wait. So did you say Corn was number 1? What was it? Oh, you did say that. Was their debut album at the bottom? So we see that on Corn. Well, all right, let's get into the show. I'm gonna try to figure out how I'm gonna, merge all of this together because there's a lot of Kendrick Lamar talk. Oh, I just forgot that my YouTube was open. Anyway, I'm glad y'all didn't hear the background reverb. So I want to give a huge congratulations to Kendrick because despite the backlash from some, his halftime performance, broke a lot of records. So I just want to say kudos to him for that. So whether people got it or not, and I know a lot of the opinions have been mixed. It wasn't just white folks that was coming out here making comments on it. It was it be your own people sometimes. So according to the Jasmine brand, shout out to them. And I know people was mad over the fact that they brought this up. Regardless of the fact of whether or not people like his performance at the halftime in less than 2 days. The official NFL footage of the February 9th show has already racked up over 33 million views on YouTube, surpassing the 32 million it took Usher's performance nearly a year to accumulate. Now, while Usher's show was praised as a classic tribute to his Atlanta roots, Kendrick's performance, partly fueled by his victorious rap battle against Drake last year, has sparked intense discussion. From its powerful symbolism, the striking imagery, to its bold references to the mistreatment of Black Americans, his set has been the talk of the town. So people were getting mad over the fact that this was brought up, that the Jasmine brand brought this up, and someone said, no need to compare. They're both great in their own rightful ways. Let's uplift each other. It's Black History Month. Let's go. Another person said, so you decided to throw shade at Usher to speak about Kendrick. The story could have just focused on Kendrick's stats. Posting some divisive ish during Black History Month is diabolical and jacked up. And it also goes to show that a lot of you people are about as deep as a damn pond. And because if you actually paid attention and looked beneath what they were trying to point out, is basically saying that at the end of the day, whether you agree or don't, controversy sells. Usher took more of the safer route, whereas I guess in the sense of like he just gave you classic Usher. He got up there, did his dancing, roller skates, all the pomp and circumstance that people love, particularly white people, because they only want you to just, if you were in sports, shut up and dribble. If you're a performer, get up there and just perform. You're not allowed to bring politics into things. But I've always said that anything that has to do with the arts is political. Not everybody brings politics into their art, but a lot of artists do. And if you've never really been, I just feel like a lot of y'all have not been paying attention. If y'all get mad every time somebody brings something political into their artwork. Kendrick is not the first nor the last that would be doing that. So that's what I took from what the Jasmine Brand was bringing up. And to me, for people to continue to be like, well, oh, this was the worst performance in the history of halftime specials, I vehemently disagree. Because he did say the revolution will be televised, which is an old, from Gil Scott Heron, which I've been following that for eons. That whole, the revolution will be televised, and it has been. That's what it was like, shut the TV off, cut the TV off, that whole vibe. And it was definitely televised during halftime on Sunday. And you know what? If the people are not deep enough for thinkers to understand the multi-layered narrative of his performance, then that's fine. That's what I'm here to tell y'all. What was going on? Like we talked a little bit about it yesterday, but I continued to watch the performance again to catch all the things because when you watch something once, you're not gonna catch everything. So yeah. So Samuel L. Jackson coming out playing Uncle Sam was basically similar to the house Negro that he played in Django Unchained. I immediately caught that when he got up. I'm like, is this similar to the character he played in Django, where he was selling his own people out? And that's why he was saying that you're going to play the game, which Kendrick never has done. Kendrick is someone who's never played the game. He's never done things the way the mainstream has wanted him to do it, which is why he's one of the most successful rappers. And people appreciate him for that he's not willing to compromise his artistic creativity just so that way he can get $1 out of somebody. And he's going to show that by him taking that stance, he's well respected within the hip hop industry and by the fans. So yeah, but so when Samuel Jackson goes and says to Kendrick, wanting him to play the game white America wants us to play and not be ghetto, which funny enough, when I read one of the tweets yesterday, somebody went off and used the phrase ghetto, which basically proves the point. But then I was looking at the regular stage or whatever. I didn't really get Squid Game from it. I guess I must have missed that part. But yeah, it was definitely there was a Squid Game symbolism that was added by the stage, which was symbolizing, when you watch the show, rich people killing poor folks, which is what's clearly happening now, especially when y'all voted in someone who's allowing our country to become an oligarchy. I mean, it was kind of slowly falling in that direction with the last administration, but it's full steam ahead with this current one. Then you had the dancers in red, white, and blue repping the American flag, and they would run in opposite directions. And then also remember the part where it was split down in this like on both sides. You had Kendrick in the middle, which is basically showing like America's divided, which it definitely is. Then we also had at one point the stage being seen as a prison yard, where you had black performers harmonizing while he rapped. Then, we had to have that whole protect black women section where, Serena Williams, of course, coming out, crip walking. And of course, yes, I do believe a piece of that was a snipe at Drake because she used to date Drake. I also forgot that SZA used to date Drake. I mean, who hasn't he ran through at this point? So, yeah, there was that. He brought SZA out, but they have a song together, so I don't think a lot of people would have caught that part, but we all caught the part with Serena Williams. And I'll get into the comment about what Stephen A. Smith had to say about her coming out on stage and performing. But I also feel it was multi-layered. I don't think it was I think it was just, and luckily enough, it came across as like this multi-layered situation because you had Serena used to date Drake, so that was a snipe. That's strike one. And then the other snipe was, the whole crip walk thing that she got in trouble for when she was playing tennis and she did the crip walk at Wimbledon and got in trouble, got called out for it. So that was like her ultimate revenge. So it was like too many. So it was a multi-layer of situations with that. And when you look at someone like a Kendrick Lamar is a multi-layer performer. He's not somebody that's going to get up there and give you pyro and choreography and mindless entertainment and pomp and circumstance. Like there's artists out there, if y'all wanted somebody to just get up there and just give y'all a straight up performance. And I also feel like Kendrick took a page out of Madonna's handbook, which is he picked songs specifically to tell, and from his catalog to tell a story, which is what Madonna has done for 30 plus years of her live performing career. I ain't saying her regular career because she's been around for 4 decades. But when she's been on stage doing her tours, she has used her tours to tell a story and chooses songs within her catalog to tell the type of story that she wants to tell. And I feel like Kendrick did the same thing with the songs that he chose, because a lot of people was like, well, why didn't he pick this song? Why didn't he pick that song? He wasn't doing the greatest hits. He's never been that artist that does the greatest hits. He was going to pick the songs that fits the narrative of the story that he was trying to tell for the Super Bowl halftime, which of course riled a lot of people up and had a lot of people out here applauding him for having the balls to go and speak out and throw shade at, the bigots, Donald Trump, that sort of thing. So then so basically, if you didn't like the halftime show for whatever reason, that's fine. I hope y'all enjoyed the Super Bowl. Me, because like I said, I'm glad that Philly won. Fuck Kansas City. They tired asses. I do feel like that y'all blow so much smoke up their ass. Like they are just like the creme de la creme, that I was in a way, so I was glad that they lost. And y'all already know if Trump was rooting for them, you knew they was going to lose. Everything that man touches turns to shit. Our current administration is going to turn to it. And I guarantee you on that. But of course, it was like, yeah, well, he was talking about how much, with Kansas City and all those other stuff. And of course, because Patrick Mahomes, zebra, having, walking around ass, sunken place behind, and his dizzy ass of a wife who continues to support Trump. That's the only reason why he likes her or likes them, the Mahomes family, because how she was also very pro-Trump or whatever. And anybody that kisses the crack of his orange ass, he's going to be for. Until you piss them off, they ain't going to throw you under the bus. So at the end of the day, I really hope that at least the Super Bowl was entertaining for, the people who liked it. And if you didn't like it, I'm sorry. Art is subjective. And for people to say it's the worst, I just disagree on that. So that's all I got to say on this situation. So congratulations to Kendrick. I know a lot of people was feeling away because they said that, oh, well, you didn't have to bring up the whole thing about Usher. It had to take a whole year to get the numbers that Kendrick wound up getting in 2 days. I'm like, I don't think that was the point that they were trying to make. Maybe it did come across that shady, but for the most part, just to show like maybe the reason why Kendrick got those big numbers is because with all this talk and these think pieces that everybody's coming up with and all the things that people are bringing up about this versus Usher's performance, which was just straight up, okay, roller skates, choreography, him doing the sexy gentleman, swooning over, the ladies and that sort of thing, being the ladies' man, that whole vibe. It's just like, okay, regular pomp and circumstance performance. Whereas Kendrick's was multi-layered and is going to get a lot of people talking. And that's probably why those numbers were the way they were and why they went up fast. Because at the end of the day, good, bad, and indifferent, controversy sells. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so we have comments, and Felix says some people said that when he said turn the TV off, some people. Okay, that is kind of funny though. It's like, yeah, he said when they said turn the TV off, they're like, okay, be careful what you wish for. I was gonna play the thing with Spike Lee, but I'm like, that's the Super Bowl stuff, and I don't know, I might get demonetized. Robert says, I read an article why Jay-Z and Wayne had a falling out was over him choosing Cash Money over Rockefeller. Then Birdman was stealing money, so Lil Wayne should understand that Jay could be shady and unforgiving. Sounds about right. Madonna been saying for years she wants to work with him. Wait, work with who? Because I'm like, after it's been a minute, so I don't even remember what the conversation was. In regards to who she want to work with, he basically called he probably cursed Kansas City. Child, he cursed Louisiana by showing up. Lil Wayne's career died out a few years ago. Okay, Well, I heard he dropped a new song. How's that doing on the charts? Madonna wants to work. Oh, okay. I could definitely see her possibly working with him, but they gotta have a good enough song for him to want to jump on. The PlayStation game controller and other stuff. Only people hating it is MAGA, gays, and Drake fans. The gays are disappointed because they're used to being thrilled. Are you talking about the new controller that they expanded on, that they leaked online? A friend of mine was telling me about that. Well, he was watching it on YouTube when we were hanging out the other day. But anyway. Okay, so now we were talking about other celebrities that were speaking out on this whole Kendrick situation. D.L. Hughley has weighed in. But first, before we get to the D.L. Hughley thing, even Spike Lee came out and said something because, one of the things I totally forgot about Spike Lee is the fact that I had no idea that he and Samuel L. Jackson went to school together. If I'm not mistaken, I think they went to Morehouse. Hold on, let me check. Oh yeah, they went to Morehouse together. I didn't know that, but I knew that Spike Lee went to NYU Graduate Film School, and that's where he got the 40 Acres and a Mule, production company name from. Because, well, y'all already know the history of 40 Acres and a Mule, I'm sure, which is the reparations they were going to give former enslaved Black folks after the aftermath of the Civil War, and he was still waiting on it. But nevertheless, we're not here for a history lesson during Black History Month. Although I'd be glad to give y'all one if that's what if that's what you want. But anyway, so yeah, so Spike Lee did post something on his Instagram in regards of um thanking Kendrick for the 40 Acres of the Mule shout out and all that other stuff. So he was appreciative of that. And then, D.L. Hughley had to jump on social media and windmill anybody who was coming out criticizing KDot's halftime performance. So TMZ, of course, because whenever stuff goes on, they want to find any other Black person with an opinion to try to get an opinion out of them in regards to this stuff, because that keeps their wheels greased over there at the good old TMZ. So they spoke with the outspoken comedian, and some people called he had to go in on people that basically dissed the song and the performance, who people are saying it was underwhelming, it was boring, they hated it, it was the worst halftime show. And I'm like, compared to what? Like, if y'all gonna come out and say all this hateful shit, or if you're gonna not like something, and people are entitled to not like things. It's not, I'm not going in on somebody that, if you don't like it, that's fine. If you liked it, that's great. But if you're gonna say that you just didn't like something, compared to what? Like, why? What were you expecting from the performance? That's all I want to know. Like, if you're gonna sit out and flat out hate on something, I just want to hear your genuine argument on why it wasn't your cup of tea. You weren't here for it. So then, Dio basically feels that white Americans only pay attention to Black folks when they speak up as athletes or entertainers, running, singing, dancing, or telling jokes. He cites Muhammad Ali surrendering his heavyweight boxing title for refusing to be drafted into the Vietnam War, or LeBron James's infamous shut up and dribble scenario, and feels Kendrick followed in their footsteps. Now, Kendrick's performance, spliced together red, white, and blue imagery atop a giant PlayStation controller, and enlisted Samuel L. Jackson to reprise his role from Spike Lee's Chirac film. See, I was wondering, like, what character, because a lot of us tended to thought wasn't Django Unchained, but apparently they're saying it was from the movie Chirac, which I have to say I've never seen that film. So they basically said that the reason why he chose him for that was to symbolize America's socioeconomic racial divides. Now, pretty heavy stuff for a Super Bowl performance, but DL asked Kendrick, he basically said Kendrick did what he was supposed to do. Like, is what he's going to do. He's going to entertain you, which is like my new word that I like to use. Because I said the same thing about Beyonce. She entertains now. Kendrick is another one who's a conscious rapper, so he entertains. And then he basically said that, yeah, he did his duty and did it while President Trump, who Hughley says has been trying to kill Black culture, was present in the Superdome. Now, as previously reported, Kendrick's been lauded for his performance, but he also had notable critics, actor, comedian, not this old ashy ass coon, Michael Blackson, basically said that he didn't like it. But I'm like, that's fine. And we don't like your fake ass African accent. Now, another thing I will say about this, from what I heard was, because you saying that Trump was there while the performance was going on. From what I heard, he left before the halftime even started. So you basically showed up to get your little photo ops, to get your attention, to draw attention away from the game, which is not even about you, which is why I don't understand why, presidents don't really go to the Super Bowl. But this one had to because he needs attention. All the other stuff he's doing, him being in the news cycle 24/7 now, with all the executive orders and all the other stuff he's signing and causing a lot of chaos and confusion among the American people, is not enough. He still needs that 24/7 juice jolt of attention. He's an attention whore. He's a sociopath. So he had to go down to the Super Bowl halftime to get more attention because all the other attention he's getting now is not enough. I'm like, damn, when is it enough? When do we get to hear about other shit besides you? Like I said, chaos and confusion. So he was there. And also, let's not forget, he was booed. Some people try to sit up there, well, he wasn't completely booed. He wasn't booed more than Taylor Swift. How the fuck do you know? Were you there? And also, you going by what you hearing in the media. The media's already been bought and paid for by these corporations. So you know they're going to clean up whatever they're going to clean up. But I went on social media and people was playing a lot of videos that I saw. One person called him an effing traitor. A lot of people was booing. It don't matter if it was 10. It don't matter if it was 10,000. The fact of the matter is, his ass was booed when he walked up in that Superdome. So now we sit up in here doing like what he does. When he want to measure crowd size, y'all want to measure how many people was booing versus Taylor Swift. What are y'all taking litmus tests now? On the side of who was booed more than who? Who booing who? Like who's zooming who? But look, this ain't the first time DL went in on somebody. Because remember, not too long ago, he went in on Snoop Dogg. And, was dragging him over supporting Trump and that sort of thing. After you was out here saying which one of you jigaboo ass ninjas is going to perform for Trump. I was be out here performing, sir. He did all of that. And yeah, you shucked and jived your black ass over there and performed in front of Trump. Hypocrite much? And people called you out on it. And even DL Hughley called you out on it. And when you being called out for being a hypocrite, now all of a sudden we're a damn hater. How are you a hater when we're basically showing a mirror to what you said you wasn't going to do? It's funny how y'all get selective memory once y'all tax bracket changes or your your bank account gets a little fatter. Then all of a sudden y'all get amnesia. So then he also wanted to set the record straight that Lil Wayne was not snubbed for this year's Super Bowl and thinks the magnitude of Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's LA Super Bowl set has folks thinking the host city always has to be represented. And I've said that on this show, that ever since the Super Bowl has never been a show where if you go to someone's town, if you go to someone's city, that all of a sudden you got to pick an artist that reps that city. That has never been the case. The only time that has happened was when Dr. Dre had his situation in LA. And here's the thing, if y'all want to be specific, not everybody that was performing there was from Los Angeles. Last time I checked, Eminem was from Detroit. Last time I checked, 50 Cent is from Queens. Last time I checked, Mary J. Blige is from Yonkers. So if y'all want to sit and be specific about stuff, then we can be specific. Y'all only wanted to change the rules and all of a sudden come up with a new narrative to satisfy your situation because y'all was mad over a certain artist who, in my opinion, I do not think that Lil Wayne would have been the type of person that have been able to hold down a damn Super Bowl halftime performance. I don't see it. But maybe y'all do. And we could agree to disagree because I'm not expecting everybody to always agree with my opinions on stuff. We can respectfully agree to disagree, but I don't see it. Because I've seen Lil Wayne perform in the past, and he's always given a little bit of lackluster when it comes to performing. But I do feel like that's what was the reason why people felt that he can get up there and perform. Was because of the whole thing with Dr. Dre. That was a one-time situation, but now because y'all saw that, everybody expects that. But then again, we do have the clip of him over at TMZ saying what he was saying. We could play that clip. It's like a minute. So please hold and we'll come back and we'll talk.
I don't know how many times the Super Bowl's been in New Orleans, but a lot. And I think that what happened was when Drake and Snoop did LA, everybody, oh, I better do my own city. I didn't, but I think Wayne's been a spectacular artist. I don't know why now it's important to do it. I mean, he's been a star for 25 years, so I don't know what made this one and the Super Bowl will be there again. What are you going? Who's going to do like so? Uh, uh, Usher isn't from Vegas. You know what I mean? So now we have to have the guy from. So I think the one thing Kendrick is of the moment. He performed like he was of the moment. I think he did a spectacular job. I think Wayne's a great artist, but I don't know that this. I don't know what made this Super Bowl so much more important than the previous dozen that have been in New Orleans. I don't know why this was the one they were hanging stuff on.
Okay, so there you have it. And before I get off of here with this segment, I do want to, I guess, I want to bring back something that we had mentioned prior to me actually going into this specific topic. So Billboard released a list of performers who are asking, they're asking people who should perform at the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. So the list of celebrities are as follows. They said SZA, Taylor Swift, BTS, Justin Bieber, Lil Wayne, Post Malone, Linkin Park, Metallica, Bad Bunny, Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z, Morgan Wallen, and then they picked other at the bottom. So just a real quick recap. Hopefully I remember everything I said, but I'll probably be changing it as it goes on. Now, as far as SZA goes, SZA gave lackluster, in my opinion, or very anticlimactic when she performed against KDot, so I don't want to see her perform. Taylor Swift, they've been trying to get her for years to do the whole halftime situation. I'm sure down the road she will, so it's only a matter of time. BTS, I do think like maybe, let the K-pop kids get up there and perform. I've worked enough K-pop shows, some at arenas, some at stadiums, and they definitely give a good performance. And if y'all want Pop and Circumstance and cute Korean kids getting up there doing a thing, and you can bring out a multitude of different K-pop performers, get them up there, perform. The kids will be living for days, and then it also introduces them to a new fandom. So why not have some K-pop performers get up there and perform? Justin Bieber, you can't even get him in the studio long enough to record music. What makes you think that y'all can get him to actually show up and do a halftime? He didn't even want to do the halftime with Usher. So that's a chop. Lil Wayne is like, yeah, after everything we just said and Lil Wayne throwing his fit, y'all still out here trying to make fetch happen with him? So no. Post Malone, I could definitely see like he would be the safest bet because everybody likes Post Malone. I'm a Post Malone fan. There's a lot of people who don't take issue with him. He's loved throughout the industry. So why not? So I could definitely see him doing that. Linkin Park, nope. With the controversy going on with this new lead singer and her ties to Scientology and all the drama that's been going in the rock world behind the scenes and the things that I've been paying attention to regarding Linkin Park, hell no. So no, we don't need them up in there performing. Metallica. Metallica is an iconic rock band. I wouldn't mind seeing them up there performing, but I don't know, the way that the industry treats rock music and rock icons, I don't even know we'll actually get to see them up there and perform, but I'm sure that Middle America would appreciate it. So now, and then Nicki Minaj, nope, after everything that when she went in on Jay-Z over the whole Lil Wayne situation, I do not see them being like, okay, we'll have her get up there and perform. So that's a chop. Jay-Z is running the company that gets the talent to perform at halftime. He's a businessman now. He's not getting up there doing a show. So that's a chop unless Beyonce is doing something that she need him to come out and do a verse or three. So no, that's not happening. And Morgan Wallen, the racist, really? I mean, I get it that y'all really want America divided. Yeah, get Morgan Wallen ass up in there and perform. So I feel like, but then if you really want to get people pissed, who I think is like in a way similar to Kendrick, would be Bad Bunny, because Bad Bunny does bring a lot of politics and stuff into his music, and he's very much about uplifting the culture, similar to Kendrick Lamar. And so why can't we have Bad Bunny up there? You're going to get your bigots, and especially in this day and age with Trump going in on Latinos and trying to, the whole immigration, all that stuff, that would definitely be a thorn in his ass, that y'all get Bad Bunny to get up there and perform. Especially with him doing his residency in Puerto Rico, which I'm hearing is going to definitely help the economy. So with his upcoming residency that's going to be popping out this, I think, in the summer. So Why not? Bad Bunny is like one of the biggest stars on the planet right now. I think he would be a great choice. And what we're showing America is definitely all about diversity and inclusion. Something that you clear folks like to use as the new N word. That would be DEI. So why not? I would love to see Bad Bunny get up there and perform. Y'all gag when he performed at the Grammys. We can get y'all to gag even harder when he's performing at the Super Bowl. So that's all I got to say on this conversation. So what do you think of this story in regards to what D.L. Hughley said? And based off of those lists that I gave y'all of performers based off of Billboard, y'all can pick those, as well as you can even join in on the other and decide who do you think should be the next person to perform at the 2026 Super Bowl halftime performance. Or Super Bowl halftime. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. We do have comments, per usual. There are multiple videos. Of course they are. And I find it funny how the media loves trying to play this game, but we hear it. I put it out there. They're giving alternative facts and the words. Okay. He was even called out for his commercial with Tom Brady. Child, don't even get me started with that tone deaf ass commercial. Lil Wayne didn't even make it past one episode when he did the mess. Was it the singing? That was like, It's like, no. I forgot that he was on The Masked Singer. And how the hell is Dr. Dre performance above Madonna, Prince, and Michael? What the multiverse? I said, could they guess it was him? Oh, you talking about Lil Wayne? No. And we've heard Lil Wayne sing before. The Dr. Dre halftime show, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible, was the most pick-me. I was so, now if y'all want to talk about an underwhelming performance, I thought that the Dr. Dre performance was underwhelming. I want Nicki to do it so bad, but sometimes she just can't. Okay. And I was thinking that too. It's like she just cannot. She just can't. I'm not saying you got to play the game, because then that means you got to sell out or something or another. But it's like, you just can't not be keep your foot out your mouth and stop standing in your own way. Because she definitely would be a good addition for a Super Bowl halftime performance. She could definitely give. I even said at one point, I said Doechii would be a good person to do Super Bowl. And one of my friends was like, no, it's too early. Like, she hasn't been around long enough to do the Super Bowl. I'm like, there's been quite a few people that have not been around long enough that have done the Super Bowl. So, I definitely could see Doechii get up there. And I was like, Doechii, bring out Missy Elliott and that sort of thing. I mean, we had that with Katy Perry, but we need somebody that's talented to bring out Missy Elliott on the Super Bowl stage. When it comes to Wayne, let's not lie. Without lean and drugs, he's not a great performer. Plus, Wayne is a Trump supporter because Trump pardoned him. So pay the pick-me rapper dust. Trump is losing cases left and right. Well, first of all, he's thinking about throwing out all these executive orders. It's like, and didn't I tell you? I said it's all about chaos and confusion. So yeah, they're gonna get shut down left and right. But it's got to go through a lot of channels first. They were allegedly asking Doja Cat to do it this year. Could I see Doja Cat doing it? I don't know. I really have to think about that one. I remember when they were having the conversation, people were bringing up how Bruno Mars did the halftime show 3 years into his career. Exactly. There's been many people. I mean, when Britney Spears did the Super Bowl, but of course it was her and NSYNC and all them jumped up there. They were in the early throes of their career. So there have been many people who have done the Super Bowl that started out relatively early. Who says that you have to wait 10, 15 years to get on a stage to do the halftime? I haven't gone up for a Super Bowl since Hannaford and Shakira. Okay. I will say this. I did like that show though. Although I really feel that Hannaford and Shakira needs to do a Super Bowl by themselves. I don't know who thought that a co-headlining situation was better. That y'all didn't think Jennifer Lopez had enough songs where she can get up there for 12 minutes and hit you with the hits? She's got a lot of hit songs. And Shakira is another one who by herself will definitely slay. So I don't know I didn't get the idea of just having both girls get up there and do a halftime. So I didn't like that. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, so let's get into this story. So the Daily Mail came out with some story on, while Kendrick Lamar basically was delivering his performance at the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show. His rival Drake was notably absent from the event, of course. Instead, he was performing in Melbourne, Australia, as part of his Anita Max Win Tour. Huh? Anita Max Win Tour? Who the fuck is that? Is that Well, look, I don't be following Drake like that, so I'm like, I don't even know why it was called that. Or was it just like some regular tour that he was doing? But yeah, apparently he's overseas, not across the pond. He's across the globe actually, and it's summertime out there in Australia. So they said their 13-year feud. Wait, was that that feud between him and Kendrick went on for 13 years? It's really been that long? I guess I wasn't really paying attention, but they said their feud was brought to a forefront of public awareness on Sunday night when the Not Like Us rapper performed his diss track during the halftime show. While Drake, 38, continues to stay silent on Kendrick's Super Bowl antics, he has gone into overdrive on social media with a staggering amount of posts. He reposted multiple pictures of his award-winning singles, seemingly trying to emphasize his hierarchy in the rap industry. The rapper kept busy at his Anita Max Win Tour in Melbourne, Australia. At the same time, Kendrick, 37, performed his anticipated show. And it's funny how Drake is only a year older than Kendrick. And this is what y'all doing? Now, Drake kicked off his tour on February 4th, just days after Kendrick won 5 Grammys in light of his diss track, Not Like Us. Kendrick's Super Bowl performance was branded the worst halftime show ever by fans, a feat that was celebrated by his rap rival Drake, insiders claim. Now, the Canadian Karen, that's what I'm calling him, and multi-Grammy winner Kendrick have been embroiled in a furious rivalry for years, despite collaborating on each other's records in the early days of their careers. Now, Drake has desperately tried to prevent Lamar from performing this scathing diss track, which he refers to the Canadian as a certified PDF file to 83,000 fans at Sunday night's game. He had reportedly banned his close friends from watching the set and refused to talk about it. I wish a motherfucker would tell me I couldn't watch something. I mean, I'll be banned for watching it there, but I'm going to secretly watch it on my phone when I'm not in the room with him. Now, but despite his failure to veto the track, he was happy that viewers tuning in at home were less than impressed by Lamar's performance. Drake put his friends on a Super Bowl ban and did not tune into the show. This is according to an insider who told this to DailyMail.com. He was not able to stop Not Like Us from being played and wasn't happy about it. He knows it resonated with Kendrick's target audience who had basically exiled him. But he is happy that people weren't impressed by Kendrick's performance and is feeling better about his chances of a comeback, even if he does feel that he has lost some of his core fans. Now, fans blasted the show on social media, with one writing, "Worst halftime show ever, not a fan." We don't necessarily need to go back into all of this, but here's the thing. Regardless of, like I said, how you feel in this whole situation, I do not agree that it was the worst halftime show. I mean, if you're going to say that, then compared to what? Like, who did he surpass in regards to that? I think some people say he may have surpassed, if you don't like it, The Weeknd's show, because I don't even remember how that went. I don't even think The Weeknd is that great of a performer. His music is boring. His live performances is boring, which I'm not surprised. But I was just like, I wasn't impressed when he performed. So then, what I was hearing, I didn't even know that Drake had basically threw shade at Serena Williams' husband. Because, she came out and did the Crip Walk. So it goes a lot deeper than the whole situation. Because apparently Drake attacked her husband, Alexis Ohanian, in the 2022 song Middle of the Ocean, rapping sidebar Serena, your husband's a groupie. He claimed we don't got a problem, but no, boo, it's like you coming for sushi. Now, since things turned sour, both rappers have continued to release numerous diss tracks, about each other. And also, I think I may have that. Oh, wait, I'll save that for when I go to the Stephen A. Smith one, because Alexis has spoken out against people who were making comments about his wife in regards to the whole situation. But my thing is this. You still that damn salty over the fact that, like, he tried to do the whole cornball thing and was trying to get the song banned. He didn't want him performing it and all this other stuff. And it's like, you don't have control over that. Like, diss track is a diss track. Diss track, like, artists doing diss tracks towards each other it's emboldened in our culture. It's a part of hip hop culture. You either just take it or move on, or you just like, you know what? You take your your lashings, I should say, lick your wounds, put a little whatever you need to do to heal them, little lashes that you got on the little whelps that you got from that ass whooping that you got from Kendrick, and you go out here after you're done with this tour, you get back in the studio and you prove why in so many ways, because you had to do it out of insecurity. You had to go on this whole posting thing about how all these songs and things that you put out. And don't get me wrong, you have basically solidified yourself as one of the greatest pop star rappers of all time, because that's what you are. You are a pop star. You sell out stadiums. You are loved worldwide. You have a lot of huge hits. But also, we can't just sit up in here and try to act like you wasn't doing shady things to people behind the scenes. How you was moving dirty, how you would do messy things with your rivals and their girlfriends or whatever the case was, all the allegations that we know over the years, the pay for play that you accuse Kendrick of doing, that you cannot sit up here and say that a lot of people don't believe that you may have benefited wholeheartedly from the same things that you are accusing Kendrick of benefiting from with this song. It just so happens that a lot of people like the song. I don't think that, Spotify and all these other people had to go pull stunts and shows to get this song out here for people to like. Now, I do feel like it's taking a mind of its own, and people were trying to people were sort of bandwagon jumping because of the Super Bowl thing. I do feel like people were trying to jump on a trend with that. But I do feel like also this song launched itself and had a mind of its own and became bigger than this whole situation because people genuinely like the song. But I do feel like it was a lot more extra pomp and circumstance added because of the whole Super Bowl halftime performance. So Drake, stop acting like a bitch and just get out here and just do what you do. I mean, nobody can take away your feats and your accolades, but this is some bitch assness right here. So I say all this to say, what do you think of this story in regards of Drake going on his little social media fringe? He posted up all his accolades because you were trying to not only dominate hip-hop, you were trying to dominate the R&B space, the pop space, which there was a whole complaint, and even Nicki Minaj brought this up on people were going on Spotify, and how is it that your album Scorpion was being promoted in every genre? But then I think it was some situation that was going on where they were trying to accuse her of doing the same thing with her music. And so they was pulling stunts and shows over there with him. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Probably. I was thinking that too. I'm like, is this like a play on Anna Wintour? You want to join the House of Wintour? Which was run by Miss Electra. Rule 5 had, well, yeah, first of all, they're just terrible. I've totally forgot they performed. But Adam Levine's always been terrible, which I totally understand why he had to come back to what's that? Why he had to come back to The Voice, because who else was going to give him a gig? It's weird. The show is heavily political. No white dancers. The death of DEI, the most qualified people, is what MAGA wanted. So no Polly want a cracker because like white men can't jump, white men can't dance. I mean, there's some white men that can dance. I mean, Channing Tatum. Nicki called Drake out for playlisting debacle, but they called out Republic Records for not promoting her Queen album. I was trying to remember which album it was. Her Queen album, but giving Ariana's Sweetener album A-list promotion. And yeah, I think it's also emboldening racism, the fact that you will push for this, and I'm sure she has no qualms about Ariana Grande, but it's like, it's obvious when it comes to certain artists, y'all will go above and beyond for them. And then with other people, there'll be a little bit of sabotage, or you won't you won't put the same type of push and promotion behind me that you would this other artist. And because Drake is sort of like that safe rapper, you're going to push for him too. Okay, now let's get into this foolishness. So let's talk about Stephen A. Smith, who had the nerve to jump on social media and talk about, well, it wasn't necessarily social media. It was I think it was a podcast that he does with Shannon Sharp. And the nerve to try to criticize Serena Williams performing during halftime. So yeah, let's get into that story. So the tennis superstar, as you know, appeared during Kendrick's performance of Not Like Us, displaying her dance moves while Lamar rapped the hit Drake diss track. Now, Williams' appearance during this particular song is no coincidence, as she dated Drake in 2011, which wound up with the Canadian rapper releasing the song Too Good about Williams 5 years later, in which he repeats the lyric, "I'm too good to you," or "you might be too good for her." Now, Williams is married to, as some of y'all may or may not know, her husband, Alexis Ohanian, is a co-founder of Reddit, and they have 2 daughters together. Now, this raised questions, about Williams' rationale for partaking in the diss track performance and its petty jabs towards her romantic fling from nearly 15 years ago, where she now has a family of her own. And this, of course, caused Stephen A. Smith and that high forehead hairline to jump into the conversation and assert an opinion nobody asked him for. So he said the following, quote, "If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass, because clearly you don't belong with me." This is what he said on ESPN's First Take. He said, "What you worried about him and you're with me? Bye-bye." Now, if you were with Serena Williams, you're going to be a kept man anyway. And this is what co-host Ryan Clark said. He said, "Don't start that." Well, to think about it, I'm like, who's going to be a kept man? Because Serena Williams and Drake are famous in their own right. So who's going to be a kept man? Because Drake ain't going to be kept and Serena ain't going to be kept. Because they're two, in my opinion, I would think, well, I don't know. Drake presents alpha, but he don't give alpha like he in the bedroom. He definitely gives submissive. And when I look at Serena, Serena definitely gives, alpha, female, very dominant, very controlling. But there's a lot of people who, in their professions, present as alphas, but behind the scenes in the bedroom or even in their personal life, they present as betas. So they kind of take more of the submissive role, which there's nothing wrong with that if that's something that you and your partner have agreed on. And then there's some that's just a grade A narcissist that want to be the alpha all damn day, every day. First of all, that's exhausting. So I vehemently disagree with him on this. I'm like, there's probably a multitude of reasons why Serena decided to do what she did. And I think she actually did reveal why she decided to do the halftime. I didn't get a chance to read why she did it. But the good thing is that I did like the fact that Shannon Sharp also came to Ohanian's defense. He basically said that he did well enough for himself financially. So basically, you're discounting. Because I'm like, who are you talking about? So I guess what y'all were trying to say was that Alexis is a cat man. I'm like, first of all, he's a co-founder of Reddit. Like, he don't have to work. He's basically accumulating coin upon coins upon coins while everybody goes on Reddit and throws on their think pieces or whatever the case is. So he's doing well for himself. He created a site like a Facebook, like they call it Meta, it's Facebook, like a Twitter and all these other apps. Reddit is up in there with them as well. So he don't need to work. He's a tech guy. So how is he a kept man? To me, it just seems like Alexis is secure in his manness that he knows at the end of the day, Serena gonna do what she gonna do, but she coming back home to me. I know I'm secure enough in my manhood that my girl can go off and throw a little shade, not only at Drake for writing that diss track about me, but also for me to get my clap back at Wimbledon for trying to come for me for crip walking when I was playing a tennis match, and I won the match. So now, they said joining Lamar and Williams in the Onslaught of Tron was yet another partner from his past, and that's SZA. And we did talk about the fact that he and SZA dated, because he said, in a song, I used to date SZA back in '08 on his feature on Mr. Right Now by 21 Savage and Metro Boomin. SZA later confirmed this, though added that it was actually 2009. So you writing songs, you don't even remember when you was actually sticking your peen up in her, allegedly. Now, while SZA featured mainly on other portions of the performance and did not add any particular trolling, it may have been a tough watch for Drake and Lamar, as he performed the Song of the Year, Grammy-winning diss track, and two of Drake's exes at the event would naturally like to headline himself. Now, I should point this out. Now, while Stephen A. Smith said his misinformed BS and trying to say the man is rent-free in her mind 14 years later, Serena's husband actually jumped on the Twitter and said the following. He said, halftime show about to start and no one has left their seats. And then he responded by also saying, pretty fantastic halftime show. And also, when people was criticizing the fact that she was up there performing, he also said this. He said, some of y'all have no idea how criticized Serena was for this same dance at Wimbledon 13 years ago, and it shows this is bigger than the music. And what people need to realize, and that's what he said, and funny enough, while people criticizing Kendrick, that is what he said. This is bigger than, the music. This is bigger than just some average show that y'all coming up in here and seeing. And this is not what y'all gonna get when I'm getting up here and performing. And people still mad. He told you what you was gonna get. Now, later replying directly to a tweet from the New York Post, I should say, about Stephen's divisive comments, because, people did drag his ass down to the floor, and I really wish I would have had the comments on what he said. Alexis Hilarious wrote, I got you at Stephen A. Smith, alongside a link to his tweet about the significance of Serena's dance. So, yeah, while you up in here getting all emotional and in your feelings about what you would do if you was in that situation, first of all, sir, one must get a woman first and put a ring on it before he could talk about divorcing her. So maybe you need to work on getting the girl first. And then we could talk about the possibility of if she went off to throw shade at her ex in somebody else's performance, that you would drop her like a hot potato. So I say all to say, what do you guys think of this story in regards to Stephen A. Smith basically telling me he would divorce Serena Williams if she was his wife and she got up there and went and performed a dance throwing shade at her ex and the performer that she's performing for, his rival. So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so now let's move on. Let's talk about Koonye. So there seems to be a lot of aftermath, a lot of downfall from his actions, repercussions, I should say, to his actions in regards of this whole little anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish tirade that he decided to go on. Because like I said, clearly Bianca Censori and her rent-a-body wasn't, on the red carpet at the Grammys wasn't enough to garner his stupid ass attention. So now he has to come out and we got to jump on the anti-Semitic bandwagon again. And he's now reaping the benefit, the aftermath of his buffoonery. So the website, Yeezy.com, apparently is no longer online amid controversy over the rapper selling a swastika shirt on the merchandise website. Now, I'm not showing y'all that picture. If y'all want to go and look it up, Google Schmoogle, but I'm not risking my channel just to show y'all this damn t-shirt. Now, visitors to the Yeezy website are now met with messages that read something went wrong and the store is unavailable. The site had used e-commerce platform Shopify to complete its transactions. Now, all merchandise are responsible for following the rules of our all merchants. I know I read that right, and then I said the wrong word. Okay, let's go back. So it says all merchants are responsible for following the rules of our platform. This merchant did not engage in authentic commerce practices and violated our terms. So we removed them from Shopify. Shopify told Variety in a statement about the website being pulled offline. Now, West promoted the Yeezy website in a surprise Super Bowl commercial that aired in LA. West flipped the website after the advertisement aired and replaced its previous content with just one item, the Swastika t-shirt that was on sale for $20 each. The low-budget commercial was shot on an iPhone and featured West in what appeared to be a dentist chair as he told viewers to visit Yeezy.com. The ad ran on Fox 3 owned stations, including KTTV, Los Angeles. And funny enough, if this man run around talking about he a billionaire, why the hell you shooting your commercial on an iPhone and sitting in a dentist chair? Now, insiders told Variety that West's ad went through legal approval and moved forward because there were no standards issued with the 30-second spot itself. Well, that's because he was being slick. He knew damn well that he was going to get up there and be like, they didn't know it was a swastika t-shirt and all the other stuff he was trying to sell. So he knew what he was doing. He went and gave y'all this BS commercial. And then, you know, with the whole ad, he gave y'all like a little Disney-fied version of it, but knew what he was going to do. Like, yeah, once you click on that website and go and see what's up there, you was in for a surprise and seeing that t-shirt. So he knew what he was doing. So you can sit up here and blame it on bipolar disorder or blame it on this. All of a sudden you got autism or whatever the hell it is. But no, you're just an asshole. Just say that. You're just a horrible human fucking being. And you and baboon titties deserve each other. Now, West's website being pulled offline, I should also say, you know what? We talked about it yesterday. His Twitter profile was deactivated following days of the rapper, and not a very good one, posted anti-Semitic, misogynistic, and pornographic posts, declaring that he's a Nazi and called Hitler so fresh days before the account was deactivated. And so everybody was going in on him. The anti-hate organizations, such as the Anti-Defamation League and the American Jewish Committee. We even had David Schwimmer from Friends coming out and saying something. But I ask y'all this, Anti-Defamation League and American Jewish Committee. Did y'all have that same energy when Elon Musk was out here doing the Hitler, the Nazi salute? What the hell was that he did? The Nazi salute? Did y'all have that same energy when he did all of that? Like, Koonye deserves what he's getting, but I need y'all to be fair and balanced in what y'all go after. Don't just go after black rich folks, but then you got you don't have the same smoke for rich oligarchs who basically feel the same way that he does. Now, in other news we can get into, because there's more of the aftermath. Not only all those other things I mentioned happened, he was also dropped by his talent agent. So on Monday, February 10th, in the IG stories post, music agent Daniel McCartney of 38 and West wrote the following. He said, effective immediately, I am no longer representing Ye, FKA. I guess it was like formerly known as, what do you think, he Prince? Yeah, so here's the post there. He says, FKA, not the Twigs, Koonye West, due to his harmful and hateful remarks that myself nor 33 and West can stand for. He signed off the post, writing peace and love to all. Now West, who's damn near 50, but he's 47, being dropped by his agency comes days after he posted a slur-written rant on Twitter on Thursday, blah, 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 so on and so forth. We already know. The disgraced rapper praised Adolf Hitler and defended Diddy, who is currently in jail awaiting trial in May. And there was another story that came out today that I was thinking about bringing on this show about Diddy. But I didn't, because I'm like, another day, another damn Diddy story. Apparently, there was some street musician that he had countered. He was like, would he be interested, I guess, in paraphrasing? Because I'm just giving it to y'all as a paraphrase. Apparently, he went and had the guy come back to his place. He asked him, has he ever sucked a dick before? The dude was like, no. He was like, well, you should try it. Apparently, he gave him a drink. The same old routine in regards that he felt a little woozy. He basically exposed himself, forced the guy to perform oral sex on him. Now he is another one of the people that is suing. So that is the latest story that has come out about the diddler going after another man and having him perform homosexual R-word acts. So that is the latest on the diddler. I think if you actually went to one of my articles, you could probably see the picture. I don't even know if I have it. Oh yeah, I think I do. Oh yeah, there it is, Trail. So I was like, I'm not doing that with this picture. So yeah, so that's the latest on Koonye. And I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you think of this story in regards to him spewing all this anti-Jewish hate and him now being dropped from his talent agent? He's no longer on Twitter. You know, his website has been deactivated. So, and I wonder what's going on with that deal, because remember we talked about it before, the whole thing that was going on in Japan with the alleged thing about Bianca being naked, that he lost out on that $20 million deal. I may have to look into that one to see if he's still facing it. Like, they really was like, okay, we done with you. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Not raccoon yet. He said, I get black people are mad that Elon didn't get this rhetoric, but understand something. His day will come. He's almost banned in Europe. He could still go to jail. Yeah, and all that, you know, with all this chaos and confusion that's going on, they'll all get theirs. It's just taking too damn long. I hate people using neurodivergency as an excuse for poor behavior or inhumane ideologies, practices. But again, where is that energy for Elon doing? Okay, exactly. Oh, that's right. He has money and is white, so he's untouchable. But they all got the smoke for Koonye because he's an easier target, even though I'm not a fan of this mofo nor his stance. And you know what? Two things can be true at the same time. Like, you can call him an idiot. You can basically say he's a rich guy that's just dumb. It just goes to show, like, are there any smart people with money out here in these streets? Because I know a lot of people there's a lot of people apparently tend to think that just because you got a lot of money, that means you're intelligent. No, you're just good at business and you're good at making money. That doesn't mean that intelligence comes with that. Because quiet as it's kept, there's a lot of people who helped Elon get those billions. You know, that money was passed down from his parents. But when it came to the people that came up with the ideas, he was not the one coming up with the ideas. He decided to take the credit because he's an idiot. He's not a smart guy at all. So I do agree. It's like, yeah, he's an easier target. It's easy to pick on somebody black, but he is a dummy. And we don't like his music. Well, I know I don't. I liked his music in the beginning, but to be honest, Kanye was always a better producer than an artist. Same thing with Diddy. Diddy thought he was an artist too. It was like, no, stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. You're good at producing. Or basically just ransacking through the entire Motown catalog and just making a song out of something that we've already heard before, but just bringing a new kind of energy to it. That's why I was saying Elon can't be canceled, really, because he's not a celebrity. He'll always get money from the ugly ass Tesla. And you know what? Funny enough, in New York, I've been seeing a lot of Teslas, especially in Midtown. I'm like, how y'all driving these ugly things? And then I heard Misha Collins, who y'all know played Castiel on Supernatural, was talking about that because he's been speaking out against Elon, that they purposely crashed his Tesla. I've been noticing a lot of Uber drivers are driving. And you want to know something? I think I've been in a couple of those, because there's like these, when I do like these environmentally conscious, when I decide to take those cars, I'm like, where's the doorknob? And how do you open this damn thing? Because I do not understand. Y'all be out here driving these freaking tin cans, and I'm like, what the hell is this? But yeah, those cars are supposed to be environmentally conscious. But anyway, child, let's get to this story. So when I heard this story earlier today, I gagged. So there was a news story that's out from there was a Rolling Stone article from one of Liam Payne's exes, where she's out here talking about that he was struggling with questions about his sexuality. He was smoking heroin. He was sexting his fans and hooking up with a lot of hookers. And then allegedly pressured his former fiance, Maya Henry, to terminate a pregnancy. Now, troubling details about Liam Payne's relationship with his ex-fiancée Maya Henry have emerged 4 months after his death. Now, the former One Direction member sexted other men while dating the writer on and off from 2018 to 2022, a source alleged to Rolling Stone in a Bombshell cover story published Tuesday, now be today. Now, multiple insiders claim that into the magazine that Payne, who died at age 31, on October of 2024, privately struggled with his sexuality. Now, Henry, 25, allegedly found out that the singer had been sending inappropriate messages to other people when he accidentally broadcast them to their TV. Bitch, can you imagine? Like, well, I'm coming to the TV because a lot of times when it comes to me, I do link my television because when you have AirPlay and all that stuff, I tend to, like, if my internet is interneting, a lot of times I will connect my TV to my phone and I'll watch things that way. But can you imagine accidentally clicking on something, all of a sudden your peen pics that you sent to some dude be popping up? But child, let me tell you, if Liam Payne sexts me, I'd definitely be slobbing all over that. He is a good looking man. Now, the source, was a good looking man because he's no longer in the union no more. Now, the source additionally claimed that Payne forced Henry to get an abortion in 2020 by giving her an ultimatum. Well, damn, not you pulling a Justin Timberlake on Britney or having your version of that. Liam sent Maya a long message saying it's either get an abortion or stay with him or raise the kid alone, and he will not acknowledge either of them, they alleged to Rolling Stone. This was a surprise to Maya because Liam wanted to have a family and they were trying for a kid. Well, it probably wasn't at that time. And I'm guessing he already has Bear, who's 7. So is it that he didn't want to have another kid so close? And Cheryl Cole, the singer from Girls Aloud, and also solo star, he has a kid with her. And she was an X Factor judge. Henry, who reportedly agreed to terminate the pregnancy, first hinted at the termination in her May 2024 novel Looking Forward, which she said was inspired by her and Payne's romance. Wait, was that the book that we was talking about on this show that they said that it was very similar, like a lot of stuff that was in the book was similar to stuff that happened in real life. She just changed the name to protect the innocent, but wrote kind of like a book, but it was rooted in reality. Saying, quote, what I went through in real life is very similar to what Mallory went through in the book, she told people at the time, referencing her character. I definitely did have some complications following my abortion, and I did have to go to the hospital alone. Excuse me. The model did not divulge further details about when the procedure took place. So then, now they said today's report also alleged Payne pushed Henry down a flight of stairs and chased her with an axe during their on-again, off-again romance. Child, not too up in here being like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, where you chase the people down the hallways with an axe, or Patrick Bateman in American Psycho. Now, she also told the publication in a lengthy statement that she loved Payne very much, adding, anyone who has been with an addict understands how difficult that is. While I loved him deeply, he did things that hurt me in ways I'll never fully understand, and he continued to hurt me years after we broke up. I put myself in situations that were unsafe and harmful, ignoring every red flag, Henry continued, concluding that she does not fault him for his struggles. Now, 2 years after Henry and Payne ultimately called it quits, she made headlines by sending him a cease and desist letter. She claims her ex had repeatedly sent unsolicited and disturbing images and videos to her and her loved ones. And I think, this was a lot of, I remember all of this was going down, and this might have been the thing that was leading up to his untimely unaliving. Because he was going through, I remember prior to the whole thing, we heard about him falling off the balcony and all this stuff, that he was kind of going into this whole situation with her and him and sending her texts and all that other stuff. So by this time, Payne had moved on with it and was in a relationship with Kate Cassidy, whom he was with in Argentina in the days leading up to his death. Now, after the influencer 25 returned home from Buenos Aires solo, Payne continued partying in his hotel room where he fell to his death from the third floor balcony. 5 individuals have been charged in connection to the incident, according to court documents obtained by Page 6. And I will say this, while this is all juicy and grist for the mill and highly entertaining, and I'm sitting here salivating at the mouth over all this tea, you feel like it's just sad that all of this is coming out and he's not even here to defend himself. It's the same thing where it's like, okay, now we have people out here accusing Michael Jackson still 15 years after he's dead of sexual abuse, and y'all trying to get money and financial compensation, and the man is not here to defend himself. It's the same thing with all this stuff coming out about him. Liam Payne allegedly sexting men. And if he was, you'd be surprised how many men in the entertainment industry get down with other dudes or can be conflicted or have to stay in the closet because they're the type of career that they have, that even in this day and age where we have openly queer performers, that they're still told that if you come out of the closet, your career will be over. And it's like, no, I don't think it'll be over. I think the fact of the matter is y'all want that easy ride. Y'all want to have that mega success and y'all can make that mega money. You don't want to have to work as hard to try to put somebody who's an openly queer artist who's not going to probably have that big leading person career because they're openly, whatever. So do I think that maybe Liam Payne was a homosexual that was hiding behind certain women? I don't know. I'll go with the point of saying that maybe he was bisexual. Maybe he just liked, he just liked being a sexual being. He liked having sex with men. He liked having sex with women. I mean, we don't know if he acted on it, but we know that apparently he was sending sexts to other men, according to the report. So, child, Rolling Stone has literally become like the Sun or like the tabloids when it comes to spilling all this tea or whatever. So, the fact that all this is coming out now, it's kind of tacky and sad, but also it's good grist for the mill because we talking about on this messy show. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding the latest news on Liam Payne allegedly liking the peen and the bussy from someone of the same gender? So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Rose says, how exactly do you force someone to have a heaven baby? I wonder if some sort of, not a heaven baby. Why am I laughing at that? It was like, I wonder if some sort of settlement was, yeah, because I'm like, shit, I'll be damned if I'm gonna go out and terminate a pregnancy because somebody tell me they don't want it. But you love them so much. But look, the same thing happened with, according to Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. He forced her to have that pregnancy and she went along with it. And look, she's still regretting it to this day. So, this, okay. Hugh Jackman, Bradley Cooper, and wait, who's Henry? Oh, I was like, who's Henry XA? I think you meant Henry Cavill. We're going to move on from that one. Because these actors like to do action films. The minute they come out, their career is gone because their image wouldn't be the same. And this is why. And shout out to Nico Aesthetic because he did a video the other day about this guy who is, I think he identifies as like a masculine gay guy, and the fact that it's a whole thing where he was somebody he's not into effeminate men and that whole thing. That's not the point. The point is, because if y'all want a video, you can definitely watch that and what he was meaning when he was getting around to that and Nico breaking it down. But the fact of the matter is that people have a hard time believing that gay men are beyond the stereotypes of she. Not all gay men do drag. Not all gay men walk around with pocketbooks and wearing women's clothes and look like Saucy Santana, or you look like a crooked or cranked up Pepsi bottle, Shamar. Or, when you out here looking like certain people, like those are not all the stereotypes that gay men embody. There are some masculine presenting gay guys that are out here. They just don't happen to like penis or ass, depending on what it is. And for people to think that you can't look or behave or come across like a Hugh Jackman, a Bradley Cooper, or a Henry Cavill, and also just, okay, I just so happen to be gay, because that's what that's what I'm attracted to. I just wish that we could just change up that stigma. And to me, it was just like, that's why I loved Omar from The Wire, because he embodied that. It was sort of like, you saw this guy that was just straight up masculine, didn't give a fuck, will always pull some of the hottest pretty boys in the hood of Baltimore, and would be out here doing his business. And people appreciated that character, but it's just like, I don't know. People are just weird now. Okay, so now let's move on, y'all. Let's talk about Miss Beyonce, because the Beehive is mad. They are big mad at who they mad at? They mad at Ticketmaster, because apparently Ticketmaster has been giving them the runaround, and they are driving themselves crazy trying to get some damn tickets to this Cowboy Carter tour. So Beyonce's highly anticipated Cowboy Carter tour is trending on social media, and I did see her name trending, but I didn't even look to see why. But now we know. So fans are going online sharing the emotional roller coaster of attempting to purchase tickets. So lucky fans with a pre-sale code can now bag tickets for the Texas Hold'em Singers' latest tour before the general sale takes place on Valentine's Day. However, just minutes on from the tickets being released at 12 p.m., it has been reported Ticketmaster has crashed. So one person said, ain't no way Ticketmaster crashing for Beyonce when I'm 100 people away. One member of the Beehive has fumed on Twitter. I'm trying to get these Beyonce tickets and the queue not moving. Ticketmaster crash on us. WTFFFFFF. Another fumed, with a third asking, is it me or has Ticketmaster crashed? Now, Beyonce's ticket queue ain't moving. What's going on, Ticketmaster UK? One desperate fan pleaded with the distributor. Another raged at Ticketmaster, saying the following: how can I be unable to select Beyonce tickets because you guys are unable to reload the map to select seats? OMG at Ticketmaster UK. Hold on, because I think I did see something over on Daily Mail where they actually said that Ticketmaster was throwing shade. Hold on. I know I should have did this earlier, but they were saying that Ticketmaster was throwing shade back at the Beyonce fans because well, I probably not going to be able to find it. Hopefully I will in here. But yeah, it's a lot of topics up here, because I was honestly, because I know I seen it at the Daily Mail. But if I happen to come across it another time, I will. Or maybe y'all can Google Schmool and see what they say. But yeah, but apparently they did clap back and say something or another. But it's like, yeah, y'all, Ticketmaster's a goddamn mess anyway. Thank God I work where I work, which is, the Garden. So if I ever want to go to a concert or whatever the case is, I can go and get my tickets. If I want to go and see it, I can go down to the box office, give them a discount and all that other stuff, and get my tickets and call it a day. I wouldn't go through Ticketmaster and all that other stuff. I would have them people down at the box office do it, because I'm just like, ain't nobody got time for this mess. I'm not sitting up in here trying to deal with all this BS of Ticketmaster and the drama and all the other stuff that goes through it. I'd rather just go through my job and do it that way. If there's other concerts I want to see, I don't be out here wanting to do concerts enough. I work enough of them. So if there's really any concerts I be dying to see, there's nothing really that I just be dying to see. I make exceptions for certain people. It'd be Madonna, it'd be Kylie Minogue, and it'd be like, I think that's it. But then like when you do multiple nights or whatever, more than likely I'll be working them. So I don't feel no waste time. Now, they said as of 12:37, Ticketmaster says tickets are still available and the queue is moving along as fans check out. We always advise fans to make sure they only use one tab, clear their cookies, and do not use any VPN software on their device. This is according to a spokesperson for the company. Now, the pre-sale runs from today until Thursday, with Beyonce's Be Good or Bay Good Foundation continuing its work of helping communities with programs in entrepreneurship, scholarships, disaster response, including helping those affected by the recent wildfires in the LA, California area. So I like that she's being all charitable and stuff. And look, let me show y'all what the stage layout is going to look like. So these are all the seats and things of that nature. This is the stage, and this is probably the back part. I mean, this is not the back part. This is the stage. This is probably like the little runway situation. So we got the little center. I guess the fans are going to be in this orange triangular part and all that good stuff. So it should be interesting. But I'm guessing the gray parts, which is the back where the stage is, that's probably going to be cut off. So there's not going to be any seats sold back there where you see that at. So hold on. Did they say anything else? Now, pre-sales for the concert series began earlier today on February 11th, and many hopeful attendees have reported being placed in long queue lines or encountering unexpected high prices. One user shared an image of a queue with over 78,000 people already waiting. Another fan claimed that nosebleed seats in one city were priced at over $750. Shit. Now, Beyonce announced that she will, excuse me, return to London for 4 days later this year. And I think did we talk about this on the show? Because yesterday it was announced that she added 5 more dates to the tour. After finally winning the Album of the Year Grammy Award earlier this month. Now, the U.S. superstar will return to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in June as part of her Cowboy Carter tour, which is also raising money for those affected by the California wildfires. Now, the dates have been announced as June 5th, June 7th, June 10th, and June 12th for London, with a series of shows also set to make stops in LA, Chicago, New Jersey, Paris, Texas, Houston, and Atlanta later this year. Okay, so now the people in the comments, shout out to the Jasmine brand, because I'm all over in their comments too. And some people said, I thought y'all said y'all didn't like the Cowboy Carter. Can the ones that do get their tickets first? Dang. Well, those who want to go to the show, they're having problems because they're put in long waiting rooms or the site is crashing. So what are you talking about? Another person said, hell no, I'll wait for the Netflix special. Y'all crazy. Well, that's if we get a Netflix special. We got to hope and pray that we actually get one of those. Another person says, so many people talked a lot of trash about the album, but somehow made their way to Ticketmaster to buy tickets for said tour. How ironic. Well, who is so many? I just don't want to say how y'all sitting up here throwing shade. I mean, you don't even know who's the people that actually said what they said and is buying the tickets. Now, I will say this. If people out here was talking all this mess about Cowboy Carter and in a country album, is this, is that, I don't think who would be stupid enough to spend the amount of money that she's asking to go hate watch a tour when y'all was hating so much on the album? Like, to me, I'd be like, some of y'all are glutton for punishment. But me, if I don't like something and what they give, I'm not going to see it. But another person said she robbed y'all every tax season. But to me, hearing about this is that if y'all talking about the nosebleeds is damn near $800. I can only imagine the price of the floor or the 100s or the 200s. Like, y'all be blowing mine with these damn prices. I'd be damned if I actually pay that kind of coin for anybody. Like, I'm not paying $1,200, $1,500 to go to some concert, and people out here talking about they struggling. Y'all talking about y'all want the price of eggs to come down, but y'all got money to go see Beyonce. Okay, do you niece? So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story regarding people complaining about these Cowboy Carter tickets and how expensive everything is, and people losing their mind over a damn pre-sale? So whatever y'all thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Excuse me. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Sabrina Carpenter and Madonna, because some people are out here saying that her current cover of Vogue looks a little bit familiar. Now, I don't know if y'all seen the cover, but I do have it, of course. So let's show you what the cover is. She looks good, though, but I do agree. She's giving very much Madonna. But y'all also have to realize Madonna, when she was doing the whole blonde pinup thing, she was taking inspiration from people like Marlene Dietrich and Marilyn Monroe and also Jane Mansfield, which I will say, Sabrina Carpenter is giving very much Jay Mansfield, even down to the bushy eyebrows and the blonde hair. Yeah, Madonna had those big Italian eyebrows back in the day, but she's kind of giving me Jane Mansfield here. And for those of you who didn't know, Jane Mansfield was her daughter's on Law and Order SVU. Shout out to you, Mariska Hargitay. And you know, Mickey Hargitay was her father. Just a little fun fact for those who didn't know. So yeah, she's being compared to the modern day Madonna. Now, Sabrina Carpenter looked incredible. I will say she does. On the March 2025 cover of Vogue magazine, rocking white blonde hair curls in waves and a baby blue lingerie look. The 25-year-old singer appeared to channel Madonna, with fans taking to social media to talk about the striking resemblance. Now, Sabrina was also photographed by the legendary Steven Meisel for the 2025 cover, who you know has covered and taken pictures of Madonna on many occasions, including the iconic February 1991 Vogue Italia issue, where Madonna rocked the same Marilyn Monroe as silver blonde hair with waves. And I will say this, I believe I had that. Didn't Stephen Meisel also do the cover, the Vogue one with where she had like the blue slip? I think this was during the Bedtime Stories era, but she had when she was at the table and it was like she was eating, she had the dogs and all the other stuff. Because I do remember that one. I had that one. I remember I had the little booklet on the inside, which was like full on photos. I don't know. I think I still have that somewhere in the in you know in the storage. So I remember I had that, and that was like something I used to live for, that overall. And this reminds me of the blue ensemble that she has on. Now, they said Sabrina Dazzle in a baby blue Dolce & Gabbana bodysuit, another nod to Madonna, who famously rocked the silhouette during the 80s and 90s. The Madonna comparisons were a hot topic on social media, with many people calling the icon Sabrina's inspiration, even noting that they could be related. One person saying Madonna took the substance and Sabrina Carpenter was created. You know, I love that damn movie. And that's why I said, look, I am hoping that Demi Moore walks away with the Oscar for the role that she played in The Substance, where Margaret Qualley actually played an extension of Demi Moore. So now Madonna has been at the forefront of the music industry for decades. That would be 4 of them. Not only known for her incredible talent and vocal abilities, but also for her fearless take on fashion. One person said, damn, Madonna is really passed out in a secret hideout in Sabrina's bathroom. Another person said, Sabrina referencing Madonna is so important to me. 2 women who always get criticized for how open they are for embracing their sexuality, even though there is so much more to them than that. Another reflected on Madonna as an icon and someone who paved the way for many of the current singers, adding that Sabrina looked as stunning. So, another person said the following. They said, quote, seeing this Sabrina Carpenter by Steven Meisel for Vogue US cover / editorial makes me think a lot about how Madonna is and will always be very relevant in pop culture and fashion. The girls will always drink water from her fountain. With that being said, Sabrina looks stunning, they added. Now, both Sabrina and Madonna, who's 66, appear to be inspired by movie star and icon Marilyn Monroe. However, some people took to the comments to state that Sabrina didn't look like herself, claiming she looked heavily edited. Now, Sabrina is known for her iconic voluminous blonde hair and her bangs, which is in stark contrast to the Marilyn Monroe-inspired hair for the Vogue cover. Others noted that she looks great and that she is in her nonsense era, but making high fashion. Couldn't recognize her at first, another wrote. Didn't realize it was her. Someone wrote on Twitter. Now, Sabrina became a household name as an actress, as y'all know, starring in Disney Channel's Girl Meets World from 2014 and 2017, where she basically played, did she play the daughter of Hori and Topanga? But wait, there's another picture because these are all the tweets that I basically just read y'all. So let's get to this other picture that I absolutely love, her in the red. Yes, I love this look right here. Like full on glam. The body is bodying. I'm loving the blonde hair. I'm loving the dark eyebrows. She's very sleek and sexy. Now, one of the things I am hoping is that because I like the overall idea of Sabrina. I like a couple of her songs, but I need like her to, if she really trying to channel Madonna, like I really need her to step her pussy up in regards to the music. So really push forward with your next album in regards to the whole pop thing. So I'm glad that a lot of people who are making the comments about, you know, Sabrina Carpenter paying homage to Madonna and Madonna loving the she had no negative thing to say about it. Madonna has seen the pictures. She has responded. She loves it. So for people to automatically come out and want to start throwing shade or whatever, there's no shade there. Madonna loves the fact when people actually, you know, pay homage to her. And she sees that, you know what, her impact is not in vain. That people who have come after her, long after her, continue to be influenced by the impact she's had on pop culture. And I do believe that, you know what, you may not want to give Madonna her tens or whatever the case is, but I do feel like even, you know, as long as she's on this earth and even after she's left this earth, her impact will be impeccable and she will continue to influence a lot of the girls and the homosexuals when it comes to what she gives in regards to her performances. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story and the latest photos from Sabrina Carpenter and her recent shoot with Vogue magazine? Whatever, you know, I do love the whole classic icon look, but yeah, Madonna took a lot from that too and made it her own. So whatever your thoughts are on that, let me know in the comments down below. Hold on, because I knew we was gonna get comments on this. Why she looked like Madonna paying tribute to Marilyn Monroe in 1991 from a viral tweet. Can you imagine that's where they got it from? It was like, oh, I'm referencing Madonna, but Madonna was referencing, you know, the past. I think she also looks a little bit, yeah, she does. She is giving Jane Mansfield and that whole thing. I just immediately just like that resemblance came to me because Jane Mansfield was like a voluminous woman. Madonna asked if the photo shoot was a Valentine's gift for her. Probably. Oh, so that's what it was. Because I couldn't remember what it was. It was Versace. Because I was like, I remember that iconic photo shoot. I remember I had the photos and everything. I remember I rushed out to get that magazine with my allowance money. As at least Madonna is getting her flowers, and unlike Lady Gaga, you can tell Sabrina shares the love. I do allow. Wait. I do a lot. Gaga has the love, but due to the media obsession and a few other things. Yeah, it's like, look, you can have, I don't know why people can't think two things can be true at the same time. Like, you can be your own artist, but you can also be influenced by other people. You can take influence from other people, but make it your own. And I think maybe some people have a problem where they don't know how to do that. I love Madonna's photo shoot with Vogue Italia. I had the magazine. I didn't know what the article said since I don't speak Italian, but I love the pictures. Well, isn't that what we do? Is like we don't know what they're saying, but we do get mad when it's like, well, damn, I would love to read the article. But, you know, for the most part, it's like we'll buy the thing because it's our fave, but we just look at the pictures. But it's like, that's the only reason why we do it. No, she played the daughter's best friend. Oh, okay. Oh, she played basically the female version of Sean. I love Madonna's tribute, but I hope for her next American Vogue cover, she can have a well-defined style, aesthetic, and look that future generations will pay homage to. Yeah, and basically it's like a style, aesthetic, and look that you were inspired by, but make it your own. Patrick de Montchelier did the Bedtime Stories photo shoot. Stephen Mizell did the sex book. Child? Oh, yeah, that was iconic. Okay, so I was like, where we going with this? Oh, so hey y'all. So apparently we have 3 more topics left till the end of the show. So before we get to those topics, if you could do me a solid, if you have not already, hit that like button and that subscribe button. And also be sure to smash the notification bell so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. And I'll also be putting in timestamps throughout the show so that way you'll know where to go when you want to just get to the topics instead of, you know, the regular, excuse me, ramble we do through the live chat. Please and thank you. So without further ado, excuse me, this damn cold is kicking my behind. Speaking of doppelgangers of Madonna, let's get into Lady Gaga and let's talk about this stuff coming out about Abracadabra. I know some people was kind of mad at me because it was like, can't we just enjoy the damn song? I'm like, yeah, you can enjoy it, but apparently, here we go with people out here saying that the song sounds like a iconic 80s song. Now, I will say this. I did listen to the song, and I didn't hear what y'all were hearing. Am I losing my hearing or something? Am I losing my touch in regards to the gift that I had from, my music gift that I was born with, with the classic training of the piano and all the other mess? It's like, am I losing my gift? But apparently, a lot of people didn't hear it too. Or, as it was pointed out, people didn't forget there's only 8 chords in a song, so everything's going to sound alike, or things are going to sound similar. So I didn't hear it, but let's just get into the story of the song that they're actually talking about. So the dance song's melody of Abracadabra, which is a big hit for Gaga right now. I don't know. People didn't really gravitate towards Disease. I like Disease, but Abracadabra is like the big hit for her. I think that's like the obviously because it's like it hit you on the head. It's that song. It's infectious. The chorus is even catchy. People even applauded me online because they were like, well, in my comments, they were like, thank you for dissecting the thing because I didn't even know what the hell she was saying in the chorus. I'm like, well, you have to do if you have Apple Music like I do, they pretty much have the lyrics there. So that's why I knew what she was saying. So the dance song's melody has been compared to Tears for Fears' Mad World, a slower paced lo-fi track released in 1982. Now, despite the differences, numerous listeners couldn't help but spot the similarities. TikToker Jared Jermaine pointed out the resemblance with video comparing the melodies, prompting mixed reaction from fans who agreed and disagreed with him. However, he had numerous responses from listeners noting the similarity was there. I knew I heard it somewhere, one wrote. Yeah, I heard the similarity. Gaga is just sped up. One other person said Gaga's melody is faster, but it's the same melody. Well, people need to realize, like we said, like when it comes to melody and stuff, there's only been so many different, I just don't understand like how some people feel like, when it comes down to it, that there's always going to be similarities when it comes to music. It doesn't necessarily mean that the person is literally ripping off an artist. And I don't think that's what she's doing here. So I'm trying to remember what exactly was the comment that we said. Now somebody said Abracadabra, the Steve Miller Band. Because I didn't hear it. And what people need to realize, there's only 8 notes in music. So when you hear similarities, it's always going to be, oh, yeah, I heard that song somewhere, blah, 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 blah. So that's always going to be the thing that people are always going to, compare to. So the comparisons continued on Twitter, where one said Abracadabra slowly morphs in the Tears for Fears track every time they listen to it. Another said that they even started serving and dancing to Mad World after mistakenly thinking it was the new Gaga song. One person said, every time I get Gaga's Abracadabra in my head, it slowly morphs into Mad World by Gary Jules. Well, that's a different version. My bad, I started serving and dancing to Mad World because I thought it was Abracadabra by Gaga. I'm so stupid, another posted. Now, Jared's TikTok video comparing the 2 tracks made its way onto Twitter as well, with one agreeing the songs did have similarities. Now, not to be that DJ on TikTok, but I don't know if it's intentional that Abracadabra and Mad World sound alike. Another person said, I thought the exact same thing when I first heard Abracadabra. I thought it sounded like Mad World. Another wrote in response to a Twitter user who thought Jared was reaching. Well, I do feel like y'all are kind of reaching. And here's the thing. I listened to Tears for Fears, the song that he was comparing it to. And sidebar. And then I listened to Gaga's Abracadabra. I still didn't hear it. I'm like, what are y'all listening to? But when I was watching, funny enough, when I was hearing like Mad World, I want to give a shout out to Adam Lambert. I still love his version of Mad World that he performed on American Idol. That was like one of my best. I felt like the best renditions of what I've heard of that song. And you know, I always say when you cover a song, if you could just take it and make your own, that's great. And Adam Lambert definitely did that. So I always think about whenever I hear Mad World, I just think about his version. So I'm trying to see what else. Oh, so in other words, so yeah, they're all pretty much saying the same thing. Am I the only one who hears Mad World and Abracadabra, blah, 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 so on and so forth? You know, the song is track number 2 on her upcoming album, Mayhem, which comes out in March. It's only a couple of weeks away from the album dropping. It's funny, they keep saying, well, it's her 8th studio album. So I will say this. I was like, is this the video? No, that's not it. Because I thought it was like the TikTok. So I will say this to wrap it up. I didn't immediately hear Mad World on the song, but I do know that she had to give Susie Sue a writing credit because Abracadabra apparently samples the melody of Spellbound by Susie and the Banshees. So if we're going to compare anything to anything, I think people should compare it to Spellbound by Susie and the Banshees, not Mad World, which is the getting the comparison. Because I don't know, I feel like it's a bit of a reach. I don't hear it. One of my, you know, I even had people in my comments over on Facebook when I posted this. One said when I first heard it, I knew I had heard it before, and after an hour, I made a connection. I was going to post online, but didn't bother. Now I see I'm not the only one who heard it. It's like, yeah, y'all heard a sample. But y'all heard that sample from Miss Susie and the Banshees. You ain't hear it from the other person, or maybe you did hear it. But like I said, there's only 8 chord projections. So for people, you know, everything is going to sound alike. There's nothing new under the sun. And you know, if you do hear something that sounds similar to something you heard before, it could be highly coincidental, but not to rock the boat or whatever. It's like, you know what, not to get caught up in any legalities. I'm gonna just give y'all a writing credit. But you got to be careful with all that because a lot of people come out here claiming you doing a version of a song and they want a piece of the pie. So I say all this to say, have you heard the songs? Do you hear Tears for Fears, Mad World on Lady Gaga's Abracadabra? Regardless of where it sounds familiar, it's got that whole 80s synth pop dance vibe, whatever that I love. I love a synth. I love 80s music. I love that whole Euro dance type. Well, it's not really Euro dance. Euro dance would be like Rhythm is a Dance song. That's like Euro dance. Or Runaway from Real McCoy. That's Euro dance. But if we talking about synthy, like that dark pop sound, like a Susie and the Banshees and Soft Cell and a lot of those type of artists, definitely I could see that. And she's probably, and I'm sure she's taking a lot of influence from that sound and incorporated on Mayhem. She did it with the Fame Monster, Born This Way. A lot of those sounds sonically come from the old 80s dance and 90s dance type music. Well, more Chromatica is more 90s dance. So whatever your thoughts are on this situation, let me know in the comments down below. Okay. Onyx says, I've been listening to Spellbound for years and I instantly noticed it when someone brought it up. Mm-hmm. And so people thought Sabrina Carpenter would win Best New Artist. I'm like, you remember the urban legend of the curse? They cursed Chapel. She didn't want a Grammy, so they honored her with that. Okay. She might have been she might be ending her career. So we'll see. Yeah, because where's Esperanza Spalding? Didn't she win Best New Artist too? The Best New Artist curse hasn't been a thing for a while. I mean, Billy and Olivia are still standing. Megan and Dua on the up. Okay. Dula Pete, where you been? But look, she's supposed to be doing 4 nights at the Garden in September. We'll see if she'll sell those out. Well, the thing with Dua is she is now being seen as an industry plant because she's 10 years into her career and no one knows anything about her. Yeah, that's why she's like, she don't want to do, you know, the original Mad World was by, yeah. And that's what it was like when they talk about Gary Jules. I'm like, yeah, Gary Jules, like when he came and remade that song years later. I remember that song. But I was like, yeah, I don't hear Mad World by Tears for Fears sampled on that track. Now, Spellbound by Susie and the Banshees, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Eurodance is like La Bouche. It's like all that sound. La Bouche, Too Unlimited. Damn it, I'll take me back to my childhood. Snap, Black Box. Everybody, 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 everybody. Yeah, Gary Jules, yeah, that was a Donnie Darko version. I was trying to remember the name of that damn movie. I was like, the one with Jake Gyllenhaal in my brain. Remember, she never gave credit to express herself. I said it was only fair Madonna did the same thing when she performed Born This Way on the MDNA tour. And that was funny too, when she combined both. Dula Pete was always kind of inauthentic, which is why I could never stand the fact. Yeah, she definitely gives inauthentic teas when it comes to certain things, but it's like, I don't want to have to give my whole personal business. I want to keep certain things to myself. Nobody said that you had to be, like you had to go and tell us all your business, but give people a little something to know about yourself where you could feel a little bit relatable, at least to the audience that, you know, um, supports you and listens to your music. All right, so now let's get into this drag race news because look, there's two people that I will say that was spilling tea on that infamous "Let's Get Sickening" situation that went down. So I already gave a whole recap of the episode, the sixth episode of the 17th season of RuPaul's Drag Race, the Let's Get Sickening Ball. We don't need to go and do a whole recap. You can watch the video. I actually did a separate little thing where I uploaded it to the channel. So if y'all want to go and get in and comment and all this stuff, definitely please do that. Because I actually want to do more Drag Race recaps. So, there was a big meltdown that happened between Lexi Love and On Your Nerve, because apparently someone being on your nerve and also Ariete got spray paint on her tart. So then after she confronted the workroom about the culprit, On Your Nerve waited until Lexi left to be like, y'all want to know what happened, even though we saw the camera kept panning to her and that look on her face said guilty as hell. And then it was, we got the tea, and then Lexi came back in the room after Ariete was like, I apologize, whatever the case was. She squashed it. She left it alone. And then she went and put two and two together and realized who the other culprit was. And went back in the room, gave that look that literally can cut glass or a big ass block of ice. And the two went at it. But then, according to, but so they said over the weekend, the Reddit thread of RuPaul's Drag Race Drama posted a video of Jewel Sparkles from TikTok user YYAVXY. So I want to give the credit of her basically spilling tea on what had happened behind the scenes that we didn't get to see on camera. So I do have that clip. We're going to go to that clip. Please hold. Let me find it. Oh, wait. I got it now because it was like I had to pull up the TikTok, and then we'll come back and we will talk. Please.
This day, it was a very fierce and very sickening day, but a lot did go down, honey, and only a fraction of it was shown. Only a fraction of it was shown. Here's what I will say. I don't want to say too much, but what I will say was, what we saw was a very humble edit. Very humble. It got fierce. The girls did get fierce. It got so fierce that we had to stop working on our outfits for like 3 hours.
Oh my god.
We had to stop working on our outfits for about 3 hours so that we could like mediate. Not us mediate, but like the producers could mediate and like get the girls together. Because girl, it was fierce, honey. It was fierce. And so we were like standing around like little angels, like, what are we gonna do? But yeah, no, it was good. I think they actually did a great job of putting this together. And the runways, can I get a round of applause for the cast? Yeah. What was that, like 45 runways, girl? And every single one was fierce. The girls really, brought the looks together. Some of them were fierce and some of them were fierce.
Okay, if she said fierce one more time, it's like, girl, get a new word. But she gave what gave. But she wasn't the only one. The comment I did find funny though. One person said, why do producers do this? They will try their hardest to edit a normal conversation to be an argument, but the second we get a natural fight, they edit it down. Yeah, because I would have said that, child. I don't need y'all. Somebody was asking if that was Susie Toot in the back. I'm like, that would be interesting if that was her. Oh, they said, oh yeah, so that was Susie. And somebody also goes, I think it was fierce, honey. I think it was fierce. Like, girl, get a new word. But anyway, so I do agree with that. I'm like, look, and when y'all finally get a natural fight, let them eat. Let them go in and let's get a whole lot more of the fight, because I definitely want to go in and I want to salivate. I want to take it all in and live for the drama. And that's what it should have been given. But I guess, for time or whatever the case is. And I'm sure like in the future, they'll talk about it when it comes down to the reunion or whatever the case is. We'll hear more of the girls giving more insight to what went on. But Jules wasn't the only one that spilled tea about what happened behind the scenes. So over at Roscoe's in Chicago, Acacia Forgot was one of the guests that was up there with the girls from Roscoe's, not Chicken and Waffles, where, Caramel DeVille, Batty Davis, and Naisha Lopez as, the co-hosts. T.S. Madison was also there, but she was running late. It was something that happened with her plane or her flight or whatever the case was. So she was late getting there. She showed up like halfway, but, and was spilling a whole lot of tea. So if y'all haven't seen the episode, definitely check that out. But I have a clip, of course, of Acacia Forgot giving her side of the story. So let's take a gander over to Chicago real quick and let's hear what she had to say. Please hold.
Okay, listen, I had a question. That question. I want to talk about this.
Yeah, we just saw the craziest break meltdown ever on this show.
Tell us what the energy was like, what it was like in the room.
So I was sitting there. Anya came in from spray painting, and she was like, "Girl, it's about to go down." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Girl, I f***ed up." And then she said what happened. I was like, "I think we need to get a camera over here, and you need to tell them what happened." And she's like, "No, don't bring it up. Please don't bring it up. I just want it to blow over." And I didn't realize, at that point, I didn't really fully realize how bad it was. And I didn't really think about how big Lexi would blow it up, but I should have known. And I was like, girl, and so I was like, okay, I can't say it. I want to just be like, she did it. But I was like, no, being a sister. I was trying to be too kumbaya. And I was like, be a sister. And yeah, so when she went down, I was just like, I didn't know anything. It was crazy.
Now, the arguing that we saw between them two, I'm sure it lasted longer than what we just saw. Was it longer?
It was intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had to put us in our own corners and be like, stop working. We need to deal with this. It was crazy.
Okay. What?
I would be so pissed.
It was literally the second it happened and they left the room, we were like, we're getting the Emmy! Yes!
Yes!
Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit of that. And I was like, child, now, if they do get the Emmy this year, then we'll know exactly why they got the Emmy. So that's the latest in regards of the drama that happened behind the scene. They basically said this pretty much the same thing. Although I feel like Acacia definitely gave a little more dramatics with what had happened behind the scenes. So it was like we were just salivating a little bit more from the drama that was going on behind the scenes in regards to production having to step in over this fight that went down. Because it was like, the girls are fighting for real. And we don't need y'all up in here doing, some physicalness. Oh my God, I totally forgot. Let me throw this picture in real quick. So yeah, there was this picture because I'm going to use this as the background or other stuff when I got to put in the whole situation. There's always a method to my madness. So yeah, there you have it. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of all this drama that's been going on in this season of Drag Race? The girls are definitely delivering. So I'm definitely here for a lot of the craziness, the drama, the delulu of it all. This is definitely one of the most exciting seasons of Drag Race that I think we've gotten in a long time. And I love the fact that we have a queer show, a show that's ours, that is really delivering in regards of the drama and all that other good stuff. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Onyx says, I hope these new queens know that production doesn't like it when you spill tea like this while the season is airing. Child, not only that, but T.S. Madison was spilling a lot of tea on the show too. And she was like, y'all gonna get me in trouble. And you recorded. I was like, did she not know that they recorded Roscoe's until the end when she gagged? So I'm like, Because I didn't know that they said like TS wanted to ask a question. They were like, only Rue asked the questions. I'm like, well, half the time, why does it skip? Half the time, Rue don't even look like she's even in the room present. And even kept making comments of, she kept forgetting the queen's names. And she would be like, oh, I don't have the thing in my ear like Rue, where I will forget and I can't remember their names or whatever the case was. So she had to constantly keep being reminded who certain girls was on the show. And I'm like, we all know that secret about Rue, where it's like she wears pants behind, when she comes out on the runway, when she sits down behind the thing, she is not wearing the same outfit. She's wearing it from the waist up, but from the bottom, she in pants and flip-flops. And, or sandals or maybe Uggs. And then when it comes to, a lot of the queens, she has a thing in her ear where she has to be reminded, look, quiet as it's kept. If I was doing a show that has been on for 17 seasons and All Stars and all these other shows, you best believe I'm going to have me an earpiece in my damn ear and the producer's going to have to feed me who the hell is who. Because I cannot remember. Y'all know sometimes I even be stumbling with regular names. We're trying to remember who people are. Y'all have to remind me. So I'm going to need that too. when my reality shows, launch and I'm there doing a show for like 20 damn seasons. Can't remember everybody. Bad Girls Club is really rotted my brain because I wasn't really moved by the Lexia Anya score. Okay. It probably has, because you're getting like physical altercations as well. So also Flavor Love has some fights too, like the iconic with New York and Pumpkin. Who Pumpkin look a mess now. I remember one time somebody showed New York a picture of Pumpkin and what she looked like. Yeah, she blew up. I saw a Reddit thread about her spike in the winter the water. Are you talking about? Season 17 at Roscoe's, but I didn't click on it, so beware of what's going around. Wait, what happened? Oh, you talking about she spoiled the winner? Wait, who did? You talking about T.S. Madison? They was because they were trying to ask her who she thinks is going to win, but she also implied that I don't think they're no longer doing the live finales anymore, which in a way I'm kind of glad. I honestly, if this turns out to be true, I really hope that they no longer do the whole live finales anymore, because number one, y'all got big ass mouths. Number two, y'all spoil everything. Y'all want to record and put it up on social media because y'all want a moment, y'all want to get clicks and likes and go viral. So I do feel like they need to keep it secret, and y'all need to do it inside of a set. And maybe what y'all need to do is invite all, because I have enough of them. Just have some of the queens of Drag Race past come in and be in the audience. Have them all dolled up, kind of like y'all did when y'all did the opening Squirrel Games situation. Have all the favorite queens of the past come back. Have them sit in, have a bunch of chairs. Have them sit in the audience, and then film it that way. I don't think they'll put it out there, but yeah, because the way that when y'all be having like the way I used to do it, was like, no, unless you're willing to do it. And I know RuPaul can't do it because the bitch has a hard time reading a damn teleprompter without doing multiple takes. So unless y'all plan on going the American Idol route and do a live finale, which I would totally be for, because I do live. So I would do I would definitely, if I did my shows, the finale will have to be literally a live show, like they would do American Idol and all those other shows. Why not do it that way? That way y'all can't spoil nothing. Maddie allegedly said something that was a big spoiler at Roscoe's. No, I heard yeah, she didn't because I watched the episode. She didn't really say that she didn't reveal who the winner was. She wouldn't even know who the winner was. Oh wait, did they even I have to find out. I don't think they filmed it. But yeah, she didn't spoil it. She just kept making little jokes about Joella, which was funny. Because I watched it earlier today while I was putting the show together. It took me a while to put today's show together, by the way. But anyway. All right, y'all. So let's get into our final topic. And let's talk about a season 13 winner who was coming out saying that she would love to come back to All Stars. Now, that would be the one and only Rose from season 13. She was top She was in the top 4. She says, "I will always be potentially available and interested for something like that." This is what she told Pride in a recent interview. She said, "If it's going to happen sometime soon, then RuPaul's Drag Race needs to be ready to crown their first winner with a mustache. They can call me and we can have a discussion about that. I will show up and win." So I think what it is that Rose saying that she ain't shaving her facial hair. So that's basically what it is. And yeah, she has been incorporating this new look because she is coming out with new music, but she's doing music as a boy. She's not doing music as a drag queen anymore. Because here's the thing. I actually remember Rose before she came on Drag Race. She used to be a part of a girl group called Stephanie's Child. It was her. I can't remember everybody who was in it, but I think Britta was in it too. And also Jan. And Jan's off doing her own thing. Y'all saw recently she did this live performance at Balcon, which they call Bacon because of the brunch. And they did a whole rendition they were reenactment of Lady Gaga's Abracadabra down to the choreography and everything. It was everything. And I posted on my social medias. And she has it on hers as well. So, and I remember Rose was from that. And then I think maybe right after the whole Stephanie's Child situation, then she went on Drag Race the next year. So it said since appearing on RuPaul's Front Contest back in 2021, Rose has begun sharing more out of drag content across her social media pages, with her perfectly preened mustache being a leading feature. Her bold and butch new look also takes center stage on the cover of her new EP, Oh Boy, which is set for release this week. And that will be February 14th. Now, yeah, despite leaving her wigs and gowns in the closet for a little while, Rose told the publication that she has no plans to put away her drag persona for good anytime soon. She says, "I will never, ever quit drag. As RuPaul says, you're born naked and the rest is drag. We're all doing drag every day. My drag is just evolving." This is what she said, adding that she is a musician first and foremost. "Who says that I can't be completely puss with a mustache and a chest full of hair?" Now, Rose became a huge fan favorite during her time on season 13, winning 3 challenges and performing well in a number of others. The queen never landed in the bottom 2 and made it all the way to the finale before being beaten in a top 4 lip sync by Candy Muse. Now, while the Drag Race fandom is gearing up for All Stars 10 with its weird and wild rumored cast list, including allegedly, well, they ain't alleged, child. They were going to say allegedly a season 17 star. Yes, there is a season 17 star that is going to be a part of All Stars. And as I said, if y'all want a hint, she won the RDR Live Challenge. Now, while the Drag Race fandom is gearing, and then it said queens, including Gigi Good, Lady Camden, and Crystal Method, made it all the way to the end of the contest in their initial run, but are yet to come back, but all have shared whether they're down for an All-Stars return. And look, we've said so many times, look, I would like to see Rose, but Rose, like she said, she's evolved in her drag. I know that RuPaul's Drag Race is very particular about the type of drag that they want to have on that show. And if that's not something that you're here for, then I guess that's fine. Rose will go off and continue to do her thing as a musician. And I haven't heard the music yet, so I don't know if it's good or not, or if it would be my cup of tea on what I want to listen to. And I like Rose as an artist, well, as a drag queen, and someone who has been following her for over the years. So good luck to her. And look, I'm always here for the girls of Drag Race's past to come back to the show and show their entire behind and show how their drag has evolved post their season. So I say all this to say, excuse me. What do you guys think of this story? Would you like to see Rose back on Drag Race trying to snap that crown for All Stars? Why does this Kevin? I keep saying we need a pork chop season. We need a mother-daughter season. That sort of thing. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. I just knew that cough was coming. Anyway, child. Lord, I'm dying on camera. Except the UK versus the World season 3 cast is confirmed too. Oh, is it? So are we thinking of the same queen? I heard it was a queen that was in the bottom two on the audio. Wait, who are you thinking about? um, wait, who was in the bottom last week? I totally forgot just that. I know it was Ariete. And who's the other one? Was the one that Miss Broad Shoulders is trying to hunch? Yeah, I do agree with that. She wasn't all that interesting. Like she was just there and she had talent. We knew she could sing, but in regards of Lady Camden, Got Mick, Candy Muse, even Tamisha Iman, she didn't really stand out. And even Simone. I was like, yeah, she didn't really stand out. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Well, I don't know why I kept thinking it was it is Lydia Butthole Collins. I don't know why I kept thinking that I guess I began her and see now I'm having a RuPaul T.S. Madison moment. Who was the queen's name that won that won the challenge last week? Susie. Yeah, that was like Susie 2. It was so it is Lydia that is that is on the new season. I don't know why I get them too confused. I think maybe because they're both like alternative drag in a way and performance queens. So yeah, that was a spoiler, but I don't know. I got my white girls confused. So there's that. But I meant the one that was in the bottom. So yeah. All right, y'all. So we are at the end of today's show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the latest episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Please do me a solid and hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also be sure to smash that notification bell so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Also, I will be putting timestamps in the show so that way you can just skip to whatever parts of the show. You thought, no, not Homona Lisa, child. No. Not Homona, it was Lydia. She's still on the show, but yeah, she's gonna be allegedly. The rumor is she's gonna be on, excuse me, All Stars 10. So look, it's a way for RuPaul to say butthole again. Because she loves saying it, and I love that. There's some shows that actually keep count of how many times Ru says butthole on the show. So all right. So once again, yeah. Can you imagine that if she wins Miss Congeniality and then the girls will be mad? I'm like, well, look, Corey, you not winning it, and Lana Del Rey, you definitely not winning it, and Ariete definitely not winning it. Especially like the way you was coming across this season, you are so not congenial. So I could definitely see Mona Lisa taking it. I'm really hoping that this is, we get a reunion this year because we didn't get one last year, and then the reunion is going to be messy as hell. Oh, wait a minute. Is it supposed to be snowing again? Because I'm looking at my watch and I'm seeing snow emojis or whatever. I'm like, chill. Anybody got time for no more snow? So, yeah, once again, love you all for watching. And until next time, ciao, darlings.